shipping show. Get some of the shipping done. There we go. I think we're all set. All right, let me get this all set up. Oh, I just sold a Filson shirt for $71. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Well, hello there. What's up, everybody? Doing a little late night shipping show. The only stuff that's for sale is in the shop if you wanted to buy while you're here. If not, hang out. Feel free to ask questions. I'm just going to ship tonight's show. Somebody mentioned it on the show. They said, "Hey, are you going to do a shipping show?" And I was like, you know what? I can do a shipping show. Let's do a shipping show. So that's what we're doing. Little late night shipping show. Did the Lululemon show earlier today, and I have how many orders? 33 orders to pack. So also, I'm on Facebook and YouTube. If you guys are watching on Facebook or YouTube, I can't see your comments over there. I know you guys are used to me seeing comments everywhere, but when I'm live on Whatnot, which is where I am right now, I cannot see your comments where you are. So hop over to Whatnot. If you've never been, by the way, there's a QR code on the screen right now on Facebook or YouTube. Link in my bio. If you sign up, you get $15 for free. So what's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. Nothing for sale here. This is like a Q&A live. So if you guys have any questions for me, drop it in the chat. I figured I'd just go live while I'm shipping out my orders from today. Joe Bro is officially awake. He went to bed at like 6 o'clock today, and he woke up at like right before the show at like 8 o'clock, which means he's probably going to be up to like 4 o'clock. But him and mommy are on the couch right now. They're having like a little sleepover. So that's what they're doing. I've not been doing a lot of shipping lives. I did one this week, one on Monday, but we've been so busy. Joey got sick on Tuesday. I did the live on Monday on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and then Joey got sick on Tuesday night, like last night, right? It's today Wednesday. What is today? Thursday? No, it was Tuesday night. He got sick out of nowhere. I was on TikTok live at like super late at night, and he just randomly started puking everywhere. So that's what we've been doing, dealing with him. Appreciate you, Eric. Let's go. Was Big and Tall show successful any more in the future? I have more Big and Tall, but I think I'm going to list it. Maybe I'll do another show. I have like probably 500 pieces left. Possibly I might do another Big and Tall show, or I might fit some pieces into a Ralph Lauren show. What's makes you most you pay for a Roback? I found one at Plato's. It was like $7. I'm like, oh, $7 is easy. $30 is still good. You're gonna be able to probably come close to doubling your money. Anybody can do what we do. Bowler. Anybody can do what we do. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop in the chat. I'm just going to keep shipping some items from tonight's show, answering some questions. If you guys have any questions about the process, whatnot, shipping, anything like that, now is the time to hang out and ask while I'm doing this. Also, if you guys want to shop too, I got everything loaded in the shop from that I have listed. That's literally all of my listings, 840 total listings that I have over on Whatnot right now. So if you see anything you like, you can add it to a bundle, buy it, or you can just hang out. That's what it's about. Looks good. It's low price. Should just buy and build inventory. Tommy Bahama is hard to find. I wouldn't just buy anything just to build inventory. You should be making smart buys and slowly buying. Don't just buy stuff just to buy stuff. That's a huge mistake. Then you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck with a bunch of crappy inventory. That's like a rookie mistake, is just to buy a bunch of stuff. I know you watch my daily order pull videos because I've seen your comments recently. Just you see what I'm selling stuff for. Try to buy stuff that makes sense. So if I'm selling something for $20, $22, and you see it in your area at $15, obviously it doesn't make sense for you to buy that piece of merchandise because you're not going to make enough profit. What's up, good flipping? Thoughts on Whatnot's announcement today on shipping? I knew that was going to be a hot topic. Probably going to get asked a couple times in this Q&A live. To be honest, I'm not really too worried about it because, for example, this order is going into a poly bag. I buy all my poly bags. They only cost a couple pennies a piece. They're not too expensive. Instead of using the Priority Mail supplies, now I'm probably just going to buy the big poly bags. So these poly bags that I buy, you can buy them in like massive sizes, and also the clear bags too. Hold on. Like, so if somebody buys like 15 items from us, 15 Lululemon items from us, I'll stick it in one of these big clear bags and I'll stick this inside of another big poly bag. And that's exactly how we'll ship. So it's not going to change anything we're doing, except for we're not going to use obviously the free Priority Mail supplies. Now I do order, if you do have a Posh account, you can order the Ground Advantage supplies. I only have the big boxes under my desk. I don't know where the bags went. I used to have a mess of bags under here, but I don't know what I did with them. But you can order these if you have a Posh account. And yes, you are allowed to use these for any Ground Advantage labels. So When Whatnot switches over to Ground Advantage labels, you will be perfectly allowed to use them. Stick your labels on them. It'll work just fine because that is not a Poshmark box. That is a post office box. A lot of people get that confused and think that's only for Posh. That is not. It is for the post office. So you can use your labels on those, and I'll just get a bunch of the bags. I've already ordered. Literally, when I saw the announcement, I ordered 300 supplies off Posh. As soon as those get delivered, I'll order another 300, and I'll just keep ordering until they cut me off. How do you like the new photo lights? The ones I use for the show. I got those from Surf's Linktree. I like them. I use them pretty much every time I do a show. I'm in Florida. I find Tommy Bahama every day. Yeah, same here. Tommy Bahama is plentiful, but like up north, they can't find it. It's harder. Do you have an EIN wholesale license? I don't. I don't have an EIN. I don't have a wholesale license. Most of the places I buy, you don't need one. The only ones you really need one, and even if they ask you for one, you can still get around it. Um, some companies ask for one, but most of them will allow you just to send in a letter and say that you're going to resell this stuff online for your business, and they'll allow you to buy from them. Some won't, some will. Yep, they provide the free boxes. You did miss my show, LG. How dare you? I'm doing a little Q&A shipping live right now. I tried ordering Ground Advantage online. Yeah, you can't order it on USPS.com. You got to only order it through Posh currently. I want to load some items here. I don't know, but I don't want to do lives. Yeah, you can do it. They will require you to do one live, Eric. You can just load up a live and then end the live, and you should be good to go. Somebody make an offer. Something came through on my screen. Oh, somebody did make an offer. Let's go. You make an offer on the stream, highly guarantee you're going to get an acceptance. And that'll ship out today too. Appreciate you, Bella, for buying something from the shop. Let's go. Why are we here? We're doing a shipping live instead of TikTok. Because if I do this live on TikTok, OG, you already know what's going to happen. FedEx Ground delivery driver can never get home in time to get them to the post office. I feel that I used to work for the post office, as most of you know. Late nights. Are we enjoying the new USPS? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I think it's going to change some people's businesses. I think for clothing, it's not really going to matter too much. For people that sell hard goods, I feel for you because obviously the flat rate boxes and the priority mail boxes did help, and you're going to have to incur an additional expense. But maybe you'll start seeing some of those sellers not sell the $1 to $5 items. Maybe they'll start thinking about selling higher dollar items because they have to now put a little bit of funds into the boxes. If you're paying a dollar something per box and you're sticking, Bella, appreciate you. If you're only sticking $5 worth of sales into one box and it costs you a dollar, you're probably going to start switching up the way you do your business. I found a Brunello Cucinelli shirt at thrift for $10. Let's go. That is a huge score. I haven't found that. I hardly ever find that brand. If you guys don't know that brand, I wish I could pin comments here. I don't know. I should be able to do it, shouldn't I? Why doesn't it let me pin comments? Can somebody in the chat tell me how, as a seller, I'm allowed to pin comments? You doing a gift card? No, no gift cards on this one. This is just Q&A. I'll have a bunch of gift cards on Saturday's show if you guys haven't bookmarked it. I'm a seller for 6 months. I decided not to pay myself for the first year to grow the business. I love that. I didn't pay myself for like the first year, 2 years. How do you know? How do you know how much to pay yourself? That all depends on your bills, right? And if you do this full time, obviously you need to pay yourself to cover your bills every month. So that's a question you got to ask yourself. But I think until you have to, you should just snowball it. Put all as much as you can back into your business. No, I use the box still. I think they're talking about the lights I use for these lights. Those are the Surf's Up lights back there that I use for the show, and I like them. Appreciate the tip, OG Debster. Oh, you want me to do a gift card? I do that. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. I didn't know. You're saying that. Okay, hold on. Gift card on OG. Gift card on OG. Let me throw it in there. Give me a second. I gotta go through all of my albums to find the gift card. OG, you can tag somebody if you want. I won't be able to pin it though, so I don't know how to do it. Free 10. All right, so this $10 gift card is probably gonna be Starbucks. I will go pick it up tomorrow morning. I don't have it in hand. Whatnot, please don't suspend me. But you're gonna get a free $10 gift card right there on OG Debster. Where do you buy most of your items? buying, purchasing our items, right now we're actually buying a lot from wholesale. I actually found a couple good wholesale connections. So if you see that we're doing a lot of Lululemon shows, it's because I found a couple good connections that can sell me pre-owned Lululemon that's in really good shape. But when it comes to like buying locally, it's mostly Goodwill's red, white, and blue. I went to Tampa Thrift today, grabbed some stuff from there. I'll probably go thrifting again tomorrow because I got to bring my car in to get some things repaired on it. So if I'm out and about, I'll just stop at a thrift store. But most of the stuff you see us sell here on Whatnot is consignment. So people send us stuff and we sell it for them. So I don't have an LLC yet, Bob, but I will probably get one today. I need actually to talk to my tax advisor at some point because I think I'm going to do an S corp. Advice for fairly new seller: hard time finding good brands or even bread and butter items, small town. You might have to travel, Pam. So you might have to travel like an hour, hour and a half away to go source. When we source, there's only one thrift store that's close to us that's good. Otherwise, I'm driving from Riverview into Tampa, which doesn't sound far, but that's like an hour drive for me. So whenever I source, I drive at least an hour. So same for you. If you can't find stuff, you got to drive an hour. $10 gift card, by the way, on OG. You ever sold Camo Polo? Yep, I sold one. Yeah, list it high. Camo Polo stuff always sells really well. How do you feel about Van Halen? I don't pick up any Van Halen. Pass on all of it. I don't even think there's one that will sell for you that's decent. Uh, Only asking. No, that was OG. OG was saying that because she tipped me right afterwards and I missed it. Thank you for all the content. Love it. Appreciate you, Eco. Started Whatnot this week. Let's go. Yeah, shout out your shows too. Shout out your shows. Let everybody know what you got coming up. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to pin comments. I want to put them in a box. Click the button to the left. Click to announce. What? Click the button left of the comment. Your face is the only thing I see on my screen. I don't know how to do it. Whatever. I'm never gonna figure that out. How much so much like a garage sales? Nice. I hardly ever go to garage sales. I live in Florida. Most people think we probably go to garage sales every week, but I never go. Lived in Tampa for 4 years. Let's go. So much traffic in Tampa. Yeah, every time I drive to Tampa, doesn't matter what time it is, unless it's like midnight, you're gonna get stuck in traffic. Today I left the house at like 11, figuring like all the work traffic was gone. It wasn't. We'll be driving an hour this weekend. There you go. Yeah, you have to drive. If you can't find stuff, drive, or there is other ways to source too. Where you can source online. It's a little bit harder. Gift cards, but most of your education and advice time give is valuable. I appreciate you, Carolyn. I like to give gift cards away though. What's your favorite brand to sell? I have a lot of them, Pete. Lots of favorite brands. My favorite brands are the ones that sell the fastest. Rowback, Poncho, um, brands like that. Those are some of my favorites. Some of my best selling brands are bread and butter brands that are like Polo Ralph Lauren, Untuckit, Tommy Bahama, brands that are like lower end, but I sell a ton of them because you can find them everywhere. And I can't like I wish they would make it so I can just see I can tap your name, OG, and I can't like pin your comment. I wish I could just tap your comment and just press pin instead of, you know, just listen to Silk Disney Tommy Bahama collab. Let's go. Those are easy money. All right, there we go. Now we got the shows dropping in the chat. I'm so far behind, chat. Holy crap. I'm there, man. I'm not that far behind. 2 hours. DLW is driving 2 hours to hit Dillard's clearance store. I think there's one next to me. I've never been to it though. I heard those can be really good, but you probably got to time the clearance out. It's like a button with a slash on it. I still don't know. Sorry, I'll never figure it out. Amy knows how to do it. How do you set up a giveaway so that you don't get charged $5 shipping? That's a good question. Before you set up your show, at the very top, when you set up your shipping settings, it's going to say stickers shipping, like first class mail shipping. It's first class mail sticker shipping, something like that. You're going to click that first option on, and then when you create a giveaway, it has to obviously be able to fit in an envelope, which a gift card will. You turn that on, and then when you put in your gift card giveaway, you put it in as a sticker. And then when you ship it, it's just going to give you a letter. It doesn't have a tracking number. It's just like a letter thing that you stick on an envelope and you're good to go. But there won't be any tracking. So like the buyer asks, like, where's my gift card? You just got to tell them it's on the way. So that's how you do it. I didn't know for the longest time. I was overcharging people for the longest time and overcharging myself too. Any golf squirts for women? Check my shop. Everything's preloaded if you're looking for something specific. or more. The clearance store, nice. I know they have a bunch of polo there too. Oh, gee, why did it? Wait. Um. Oh, just put that in the chat, OG. Don't put the word in there. Just put that in the chat. I'm good with it. There you go, right there. Everybody go bookmark that show. OG did. I think I saw that post on TikTok too, where her husband passed away. So everybody go support that show right there. Um, Person in the community, her husband passed away, and they're trying to raise some funds for the family. So if you guys want to go support OG Debster, kindly put it in the chat for you. Trying to do Lululemon. I started sourcing online, but it's hard. Yeah, Lululemon is hard, and for that you gotta do higher starts when you first start. You can't you can't run that at dollar starts. You're gonna get murdered. So do higher starts on that. Don't do that low starts. All right, number 51. When you first start, you don't have to do dollar starts, by the way. A lot of people think that dollar starts are the only way, and you'll only be able to make it successful if you do dollar starts. But there's tons of people out there that have built a big community. For example, one that I can think off the top of my head, and I think that she is one of the best sellers here, underrated sellers. And she's starting to build, she started with like 10 people in her live, legitimately 10 people. She wasn't selling much, but she just kept persistent. And now this today I saw her and she had 100 and I want to say it was like 120 people, and it was a midday stream, and she does zero $1 starts. She starts everything at 29, 39, 49, 59, and 69. And it's Fresh Tracks. If you guys haven't followed Fresh Tracks, make sure you give her a follow. I wonder if I can put it in the chat. Because she changed her name recently for Fresh. Is that it? I don't know if that's her. I don't want to pin that if that's not her. Hold on, I'll figure out who it is. It's gonna bother me if I don't. Let me go on whatnot. She does all golf shows. Yeah, feel free to promote. I don't care. Go right ahead. Is that her? I think she changed her image. Shows. Yep, she did. She changed her image. Right here. Everybody should go follow Fresh Tracks. I just put it in the chat. Go give Emily a follow. She does really, really great shows and she does higher starts on everything. Specializes in golf. Yep, all golf. I have it both probably $25 starts on new tag items. I like it. And again, when you first start that show, it's probably going to be brutal. You're probably going to have hardly any sales, or you might sell 5 items in an hour, and you might be like, it's not worth it. But if you keep at it like she did, keep at it for months and months and months. Same time, same place. Go look at how many shows she currently has on her profile right now. Same time, same place for months. I guarantee in 2 to 3 months, you'll see a wild difference between where you started and where you are at that point in time. But most sellers, what they'll do is they'll start selling on Whatnot. They'll see other sellers that are selling a bunch of stuff. They sell out of everything and they're like, oh, I'll sell out of everything too. And they do their first show and they don't sell but maybe 3 or 4 items and they get discouraged and they quit. But if you stick with it, you'll eventually be able to sell all your items. Every single item you run sells. How many lives do you advise for my first show? I think you meant how many items? How many items do you advise for your first show? As many as you can list. If you want to do pre-bids, as many as you can list, because you can always bring those items to the next show. So if you already do that work, it's not like you lose out on that work. You can just bring it to the next show. Yeah, I got you. We need Kayla to give you a crash course. Yeah, she knows how to do it. I think it's easier to do on the computer though. Biggest thing is consistency, facts. Most people quit to get his crap together and start doing Whatnot again. Is he not doing it? Rivet. Rivet's got a good personality too. He'd be great if he just stays consistent. I wonder how far in advance does he set up his shows? Does he set them up like the week of, or does he set them up like a couple weeks in advance? Was considering hard goods, but now with the changes, yikes, Bearded Thrifter kills it. Crazy money for household things. I know. Bearded has a fake beard too. If you didn't know that, Carolyn, his beard is fake. I keep trying to tell people that. Just go into his show. I tell him every time, I say, "Bearded, pull on your beard," and he never does it. You know why? Because has a fake beard. His whole persona is around having a fake beard. Uh, week of with his wife. Yeah, he needs to do it in advance. Um, I call it easy. I know you do. Uh, would you list Levi's when the measurement doesn't match tags? You would, but you would put the accurate measurements in the title. Don't put them in the description like different than title, because then people just read the title, they buy them, and they want to return them. Number 48. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. With all the shipping stuff, I want to pull off my mugs. You could still ship them ground advance. Like with mugs, you would still ship. You could still ship those ground. You're just gonna have to buy a box. There's no. It's not like the world is ending because they changed it from priority to ground advantage, or they're changing it. By the way, you still have 2 months. It starts in August, so like a month you have to sell those mugs if you want to sell them. But that just means you have to buy your own box. That's all that is. Boxes aren't super expensive. Maybe you don't list mugs that are only going to sell for $2 or $3 because you're going to have to pay $1 for your box. Um, but you can list them for the time being and then pull them down. Maybe you make your mugs in lots of mugs, so like a lot of 3 mugs, so you can put them into one box, and maybe you sell them for a little bit more. But yeah, the world is a lot of people are going to freak out and they're going to be like, the world is ending. Priority mail supplies. When Posh did it, everybody did the same thing with Posh, and now you hear zero about Poshmark shipping policy now. So the same thing's going to happen here. People are going to freak out, and then people are just going to adapt. And there's going to be people that don't adapt and they quit, and then there's going to be people that don't care and they just buy their poly bags and their boxes. But again, maybe you have to sell stuff that's maybe a little bit more expensive because you're paying. Can't sell dollar items and buy a dollar box, because after your fees, you're going to lose money on that. But you shouldn't be selling dollar items anyway. That just doesn't. You can't build a business off dollar items. He goes to sleep early. Such a morning person. Doesn't he play video games? If you're a aren't you? If you're a gamer, don't you stay up late? At least when I used to game, I used to stay up all night. I used to be up to like 4 a.m. Even when Bearden and Surfs and I gamed like a year and a half, 2 years ago, we would be up to like 3 or 4 in the morning. Can you do a shipping for dummies on new shipping? How do you change setup for clothes? So there won't be flat rate. The shipping will actually be a lot easier because everybody's just going to be using the regular whatnot settings. Nobody's going to be using flat rate boxes. So you're going to literally put in the weight of your item and you're going to charge it to the customer. There won't be anybody using flat rate shows, because unless you have higher end items and you can work out the margins and maybe give a little bit of a deal. But there won't be many flat rate shows, which means the buyers will just pay the additional shipping. But supposedly shipping is going to be 20% less than what it currently is. So even if you buy 5 pounds worth of items, you're paying 20% less. So if you buy 1 or 2 extra items and you pay a little bit more on top of after the 5 pounds, you're basically going to be at the same shipping you're paying right now. So you still get a really good deal. To be honest, when I use flat rate shows, I'm going to show you guys something. For those of you who are freaking out, I'm going to show you guys something really, really, really crazy. All statuses. Okay, so this show I'm about to show you, we sold 552 items on. It was the golf show that we did on June 6th. This was a flat rate show. So most people think when you do a flat rate show, every single order is going to have 50 items in it, because once the person buys one item, they're on free shipping. So why wouldn't everybody just buy a bunch of stuff? But what you'll find here is the natural customers are just buying the stuff for themselves. Once they hit like 40, 50, 60 bucks and spend, they don't want to buy anymore. Just because they're on free shipping doesn't mean they're going to keep buying from you. So this show, you can see I sold 552 items on this show. You'll see how many items I have in each order. 3, 11, 6, 2. Look at this. 1, 1, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1. That's a gift card. 2, 4, 1. Big order. 9, 1, 8, 1, 3. You guys see a theme. Lots of 1s and 2s and 3s. There's not too many bigger item orders. Even though all of these people could have bought unlimitedly and they were on free shipping, once they reach their spend, I mean, this guy probably is 23 bucks. That's all you want to do is spend 23 bucks. Boom, bought one item, bought 2 items, so on and so forth. So flat rate is nice because those people that spend a bunch of money in your shows, they get a little bit of a better deal, but it's not a deal breaker for most people that are buying on whatnot, if that makes sense. Yeah, put the box inside a bag. Just make sure you don't put priority boxes inside of bags, okay? Because you're gonna get caught. They're gonna and from what the email said is if you get caught shipping a priority mail box with a ground advantage label, and that means even if you wrap it up and you get caught, you get a $20 charge per box. And guess what? If the post office finds that you did that once, they're probably gonna start checking over a lot of your packages. So you're literally gonna force the post office to check all your stuff, and you don't want the post office looking at every single thing you ship. So don't be that person that wraps a box because you're going to get caught. The post office knows the dimensions of their own boxes. So if a 12 by 12 by 8 box comes through and it looks like a post office box, they can peel it off a little bit and look inside of it and see that white box. Also, if you flip the boxes inside out, it has priority written all on the inside. So you can't flip them and get away with it either. They're going to see. Yeah, you can source free boxes, tons of free boxes out there. No, I don't have to adjust my shipping hardly at all. So tonight's show, we did the Lululemon show and I set it for 15 ounces for everything. I think there's probably only one item tonight that's actually over 15 ounces. Everything should be 15 ounces or less. So that way I don't have to adjust my weights. Like I just shipped an item, it probably weighed 11 ounces and I had 15-ounce weights. So when I do a random pool show, I always estimate what's my most common weight and which ones are higher. And I'll look at how many will be higher and I'll say, okay, I'm going to set my weights to this amount. And shipping's already really cheap on Whatnot. So even if you overcharge them 15 ounces and they buy a 11-ounce item, once they buy their second item, they're on free shipping anyway. So they're only paying 9.21. If they were to buy that off me off eBay, they would pay over $9 for that. So it doesn't really cost them anymore. Item for 1 and 4. No, I'll just have one flat shipping it still. Put rocks. Yeah, some people are saying instead of doing thank you cards, they were doing thank you rocks now. The changes is it's just switching over to ground. Everything's going to be ground. If you use priority, it's going to be more expensive, which means you got to use your own boxes and bags. How many time in advance? Usually, I set up my shows for like 2 or 3 months in advance, and then when I start getting low, then I'll do another 2 to 3 months because we do 8 p.m. Saturday night every week. So that's when we do our shows. But if I do like a weekday show, I'll set it up like a couple days in advance, but I'll post it on my social media. Have been closed, haven't been paying much attention to weight and all. They've shipped through. Yeah. Most of the time it won't get if you mess up a little bit, it won't get caught. But you gotta just be careful. What's percentage of my buyers are resellers? To be honest, it's a lot less than it used to be. Before it was probably like 90+% when I first started. Now, to be honest, I would say on the Tonight Show, I maybe had 20% or less that were resellers. I had pieces that went for really good money tonight. So yeah. Um, I don't think I have that many resellers in my shows anymore, which is good and bad. Resellers help boost your prices. Um, so that way the natural customer comes in and buys it a little bit higher. You're always gonna have resellers in your show because they always want to buy stuff for cheap. So they're always gonna bid on the cheap stuff. And I don't mind giving the resellers deals, doesn't matter to me. Um, let them plus or minus your account the 30 cents. Don't worry about it. Maybe I can do thank you, Crystal. Somebody said thank you books too. Are you still doing consignments? If you have anything like Lululemon, Viore, Aloe, reach out to me here on IG and I will probably take it. Because right now we're trying to build our Lululemon shows. So the better Lululemon stuff I get, the better for us. Even though I have plenty of Lulu, I'd love to like integrate some consignment so I can move some consignment on those shows and move my own stuff. Because consignment helps buffer the bad sales for me. Um, how long do you sit on high dollar item before reducing price? Really just depends on the item. I have like a Polo Ralph Lauren leather jacket. You can probably see it in my shop right now. Hold on. Wonder if I can do this. Let's see. I'm still learning how to do stuff like this. I have a leather polo jacket. Did I bring it over here to Whatnot? I don't think I did. There it is right there. Like I have this right here that I have listed. You don't have to buy this by the way. I'm just putting it at the bottom. Leather jacket listed $490. To be honest, I'm probably gonna wait until the right buyer comes by to pick that up. So if I have to sit on that for a year, I'll sit on it for a year. I don't really care. But I bought that super cheap. So I don't mind sitting on it. Old Ethan sniping us. Oh yeah, Ethan loves Ethan loves going after like high dollar stuff that I hate him. I hate him. I know he's gonna make money on it. And he messages me later and be like, "Hey, you remember this suit I bought off you? It sold for like $1,100." And I was like, "Oh, that's the one you paid $200 from us for." And that's one of my orders. I shipped hasn't delivered yet. Tracking shows they attempted delivery, no secure location to leave it in. There's nothing you can do at that point. It might come back to you. Yeah, if it comes back to you, then you'll probably have to refund the customer. Um, but yeah, one of the reasons you're successful is because you want everybody to succeed too. I appreciate it. I think everybody should succeed. I think everybody has the chance to succeed. I always say, and I mean this when I say it, I always say, if I can do it, you can do it too. Because there's no reason why I am good at doing this and you can't be good at doing it. There's no reason. I didn't go to the school for resellers. I didn't pass with honors. I literally just started watching content online, just like you guys are right now, and I learned from that free content online. I didn't pay for a course. When it came to Whatnot, I watched a couple videos on how to set up a show. I set up my first show and I just did it. And I think a lot of people like have analysis paralysis where they think too much about what's going to happen and they don't do it. You just gotta do it. But there's no reason why people say, "Oh, it's because you're on social media, you're successful." Every single person watching this live can be on social media. There's no, it's free. You can create a account for free. You can post stuff for free. It's just going to take you time to build it. I wasn't like successful right away. I didn't have a viral video that went viral, and I just got a ton of followers, and it just happened. It took probably a year and a half before I ever got one viral video. I just was consistent at what I did. Do you think having a social media presence has helped you? 100%. And again, um, same thing I just said. Every single one of you can have a social media presence. If you like watching stuff on social media, if you watch something consistently, whether it's cooking videos, whether it's workout videos, whether it's reselling content, take what you watch, take what you enjoy watching, and create it yourself. That's my word of advice. I liked watching reselling content. I saw what other people doing. I did the same thing and I put my own spin on it. 70/30 splits after fees is consignment. Unless it's something crazy. If you have like all purple label or all, I don't know, new with tag Lululemon, you have pallets of it and you're like, hey, I got pallets of it. Can we work out a better deal? Of course, I'll work out a better deal with you. But if it's like basic stuff, yeah, it'd be 70/30, which is really, really generous, by the way, because a lot of consignment, even people who run consignment here on Whatnot do 50/50 or 60/40. I'm one of the only ones that do 70/30. And there's two reasons for that. One, most of you are resellers in this chat, so I already know what your buy cost is. So if I sell your stuff for X amount of dollars and I give you 70%, you are still making a profit, which means you send more stuff to me. And then B, by you sending better stuff to me, it just helps me grow my shows. And then everybody wins. Now the people that have been consigning with me for years slowly get more money as I slowly build my audience and get better and better stuff. So it's a win for everybody. We spent 50 on both. Let's go. Make sure you're looking up comps. Comps is key. How did your very first show go? I had social media and I brought the social media over. So my first show went good. I sold everything. But again, I had social media. I've already put in 3 years of work before I ever started on Whatnot. If you're just starting on Whatnot, you have started from ground zero. You haven't done any work yet to build your audience. I've already built my audience. So I did that work. And by the way, I made very, very little money before. I didn't make hardly any money on social media. I gave all that information away for free. I didn't make much money on socials. So I've already built that up, did that all pretty much for free to build my audience here. You're dressing up for K-Ways Halloween. That means you have to have a backward hat. You have to have a Lululemon shirt, probably Lululemon pants, and just a normal pair of like shoes, running shoes. That's the fit. Um, yeah, you have to be consistent, super consistent. Consistency is key. Problem is people have one bad show and they quit. My first two went really well, but the other five have been terrible. I just started. Also, Cindy, you have to think too. You're starting in summer slowdown right now. It's super slow everywhere. If you watch my order pull videos, you see like yesterday I sold 5 items. I have 1,000 items listed. I sold 5 items. It's just that time of year. But keep consistent now because if you can build your audience through this hard time, and when you start selling during Christmas time, you're going to see a big, huge increase during Christmas when people are spending their money. Um, You have to start in the garage in a humid. Oh yeah, it's humid right now. I actually got a fan going. I'm not gonna move the camera, but I got a fan next to me, so I'm feeling good tonight. I want to get to 1K sold. Should I put small items in my shop? Yeah, you can do that. A lot of people put like stickers and stuff too for like $1 or $2 just to get the sales under their belt. Mine is too. Mines are super, super slow. Mine's dead. Did my first show last night for like 40 minutes just to test it. Didn't sell anything. Was staring at myself. Yeah, when I did my first TikTok live, Bowler, when I did my first TikTok live, And this is how I grew my audience, was on TikTok. I was doing lives just like this. I was sitting in the garage, I was listing items, and I was answering questions. Guess what? During that live, I had maybe 5 people total in my entire live, and 4 of the 5 were trolls. I had maybe one person asking me legitimate questions, but guess what? I had that live and I said to myself, I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And then I did it the next day, same exact results, did it again the next day. And then slowly I saw more people starting to join that actually had questions. But I did that for an entire year straight. The OGs in the live can tell this to everybody. I did that for an entire year straight, every single night, doing a live on TikTok for an entire year straight. And I went from 1 to 5 people in my live all the way up to 200 people in my live when it got to the very end. Every single night I would have 200 people in my live. I'd be answering questions just like this, back to back to back. So yeah, you got to start somewhere. And I was in the garage, I was super sweaty, I had my whole shirt was drenched with sweat while I was listing items on eBay. The most the most probably the grossest live you've ever seen, and I still had 200 people in there. When you become Premier, did you get commission change? Yeah, you get 7.2%. You get 8% or 10% reduction in fees, which comes out to 7.2, but you still have your processing fee. Still in the garage. What's up, Sassy Sassifier? Sassy Sassifier. I had 2 people in the chat with me last night. It was cool. 1 tip. Let's go. Hey, you still made money. Well, guess what? When I did those TikTok lives, I didn't make any money for basically that whole year. And if anybody gave me gifts on the TikTok lives, I would just give them out to other resellers when I went into their show. So I literally made no money for that whole year. And I wasn't making any money on TikTok. Like my video views, I might have got like $20 a month from video views. So you probably made more in your first live than I have for the first 6 months of doing TikTok lives. So look at it that way. I just noticed Nifty's new feature, pricing rules. Interesting. I didn't look at it. Hold on. We've been dealing with a sick kid all week, so I haven't looked at anything, to be honest. And Kayla said her stomach was hurting today when she went to bed, so I was like, "Oh, don't get sick on me, please." Define a pricing strategy across platforms. Will automatically wire it through when you add items available in settings. Pricing rules. What is this? Pricing rules. Set how your prices and other marketplaces should compare. Oh, so when you price something on one platform and let's say the other one has 0% fees, you can price it less on those platforms to get a faster sale. That's actually really nice. I like that. Anyways, I'll have to look into that. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to implement that. First 2 shows, sold nothing. My shirts, third show, I sold a few. Now I've done a show every Monday for the last month. I'm starting to see traction. Let's go. I like it. And keep doing it and schedule those shows out for like 8 Mondays in advance. And then every time you get a good amount of people in your show, tell them to go bookmark all your upcoming shows. Who's giving cooties? Joey. Joey's giving cooties. Always gave the money back. Yeah, vultures. We're all vultures. I have like 5 to 6 platforms for listing. I'm not a big fan. Constantly robot accounts. Yeah, that's because you just started though. Once you get past the just started phase, you'll stop getting those people to message you. 47 and 55. Does anybody have a question on, does anybody understand how shipping works that I'm doing right now? Do you guys understand how this works, the number system? Does anybody have a question on that? If so, let me know in the chat because I can kind of go over it really quick on how the number system works. Because this is like a lot of people are very confused when they see the numbers and they don't understand how it works. So if you're one of those people, let me know in the chat and I can I can go over like a quick tutorial on how the number system works. No, you're good. I think it's because you said the M word. You said the platform. So whenever you say another platform here, it always red chats you. You were in every live. You were. You want to know, Rocky? I got you. Number system. Okay, cool. So I'll do it on the next one, and I'll kind of walk you through what I'm looking at, so you can see how it works. So once I ship this one out, I'll walk you through it. We put the stickers in here for some of the sizes, and I keep forgetting to take them off. How much communication do you have with Whatnot support? If I message them, since I'm a Premier shop, I usually get a response within like a couple minutes. So, why? What you got? Numbering system when you sold during auction based on when it's sold. Yes. So when I create a listing, for example, tonight's show, I create one listing and it says Lululemon. It said pre-owned Lululemon, and that's all it said. And then I put a quantity of like 200. So then when I run the first item, it'll say Lululemon, a pre-owned Lululemon number one. When that item sells, it'll go into the sold as pre-owned Lululemon number one. When I run that same listing and I sell the next item, it says in my solds, it'll say pre-owned Lululemon number two. When I sell the next item, it'll say pre-owned Lululemon number three. So as I sell the items, I put the numbers on them. So number one goes on number one, number two goes on number two. And then when I go to ship my show, which I'm going to show you here in a second, when I go to ship my show, I'm just looking for the numbers. So right now, the on the screen it says pre-owned Lululemon number 55. So I just went and grabbed number 55. And then I take whatever numbers. So I had 47 and 55 in this bag. I grab 47 and 55. I stick it in the bag. I ship it out. Easy peasy. A lot of people get confused with that, but it's once you do it once, you'll see how easy of a system it is. You don't even have to think about it. Just show how to pack your biggest order. I can do that. I don't think I have a really big order from tonight though, because we only did 71 items. So I can pack a big order. It's actually a great idea. Amy D, you have the best ideas. Do you know that? Amy D, by the way, don't ever say, can you shout out your show again to me? Don't ever. Just do it. Works great. You don't, I get why people use Notbot, and I'm not going to knock Notbot. I think it's a great service and it works for what it needs to work. But why would you pay $30 a month when you can just get these? Also, you have to think, yes, you are. Again, I'm not knocking Notbot because a lot of people like to go right to Kelsey and say, K-Way's knocking Notbot again. You're slowing down your show. So I'm running an item, I'm selling it, and I'm walking over to the boxes, putting in the boxes, coming back to my show, grabbing the next item, running the next item. So I'm slowing down my show to speed up the shipping. So you can either slow it down in the beginning or slow it down at the end. You're still shipping, you're still doing your show and you're still shipping in the same amount of time. That's my argument with it. I've had that, I talked to her about that specifically. Or you can just buy number stickers, which these cost, I got 1 through 400. I forget what I paid. I think I paid 20 bucks for these. I bought 2 packs of them recently because we were running out and we kept losing these. So I bought 2 packs of these for 40 bucks. And I can use these. If I don't lose them, I can use them forever. So yeah. And you get them on Amazon. I'll put them in my link tree after this because I literally just bought these the other day. Kayla said we need 1 through 400 because we keep getting to 200 and then we have to pack our orders during the show, which slowed down the show. So now I can just keep everything on the numbers and keep them on the dual racks. By the way, if you don't have one of these, they're also in my Amazon storefront. These things are amazing. The double racks and they don't bend. I can put like legitimately like 200 to 250 pieces of Lululemon on these racks and I don't have to worry about them breaking. They're amazing. Um, yeah, until I put that's the only downfall until I put number 6 on number 5, but that's user error. Coming off a worst show ever, I feel defeated. Need to pick me up. Pretty. Do it again. Do it again the next day. And do it again the next day. You're gonna have good shows and you're gonna have bad shows. To be honest, I thought tonight's show was gonna be a super bad show, and I was gonna bear through it, and I didn't care if I was giving out good deals. And you got to think too, especially if you have loyal customers and they're coming back often and on one show they pay a bunch of money for stuff and on other shows they're getting good deals, you're just basically clearancing out your items and bringing your customers back to you and you give them good deals. Who cares? And they're going to come back to another show and pay more for items. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah. You won't live, keep your head up. Yep. Yeah, no boxes, no boxes. I wonder how it's going to be with the new system changes, with that service. I don't know how what that's going to look like. I guess you would just have to buy your own boxes, right? You wouldn't use the flat rate boxes. You would just use regular boxes. Um, yeah, I don't know. I haven't even thought about that. I didn't buy anything, Ted. I didn't buy anything for Prime Deal days. Kayla did. She bought a Shark vacuum. She's been wanting a Shark vacuum, so she bought a Shark vacuum. She always finds a way to spend money. She always does. All right, let's do a. You guys want to do a big order? Hang on, let me answer all these questions. Good deals. Turn off when sellers do that. Yep. Yeah, I never do that. If you guys get a steal from me, you'll never see me be like, oh my God, come on, guys. What the heck? I'm never gonna be able to pay rent. I'm always like, good deal, let's go. I'm about to pack Daniel's Daniel's order right now, and Daniel got steals and deals. Every time Daniel got a steal tonight, I was like, Daniel, you're my favorite customer because you know how to shop. You're getting stuff that people are sleeping on, and you're going to take it and flip it for good money. I know exactly what you're doing, Daniel, and I like it. How do you know when buyer bought multiple items? So here we go. This is how easy it is. It's going to change your life. This right here. Okay. So Daniel, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to show what people spent. Daniel spent $160.99, bought 12 items from us. This is how I can tell the numbers. So we have 36, 42, 44. Sorry for my shaking. I had one of these and I probably shouldn't have. 49, 50. He bought something from the store. 59, 60, 61, 62, 65, and 66. So all I'm going to do, because Daniel bought 36 and 42, I'm going to grab these two first. I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to go 36 and 42. 36 right here. I'm going to stick this on this little trusty pole. And what I say, 42? 42, 44. So we're going to come over here to 42. There's 42. We're going to take that and stick it on our trusty pole. 44 is my next one. I'm going to take this and stick it on our trusty pole. 49, 50. So I'm going to come over here. 49 and 50. Stick both of those on my trusty pole. Amy D, don't get any smart ideas when I say trusty pole. 50 and 59. So I'm going to come over here. Oh, no, I already got 50. So I need to go to 59. There's 59 right there. I'm going to show you how I pull the order from the shop too. You got 60, 61, 62. 60, 61, 62. That's those three items right there. I'm going to stick that on my trusty pole. 65 and 66. 65, 66. Now, hold on. Put those on the pole. And usually when we're shipping, I'm calling out the numbers. Kayla's pulling them. She's packing them. And then I'm printing the label and getting the packaging ready. By the time I get the label and the packaging ready, she's usually have all these packed up. She slides it over to me. I start calling out the next numbers. So when I'm doing this by myself, it takes a little bit longer. But when I got Kayla and me working at the same time, we can pack a 12-item order in like less than 2 minutes as I'm calling out numbers. So it's not really, doesn't take much longer. They also bought something from the store, which I can see. Hold on. Can I show this? I don't think I can show. I'm not gonna show this because it shows eBay. Yeah, I can't show you this, but I'm basically what I do is I just go on eBay and I go to my listings. I go to inactive listings because Nifty pulls all of my sales as they sell. And then I'm gonna show it anyway. Whatnot, you're not gonna ban me, are you, for doing this? I don't think Whatnot will ban me. Okay, so this item right here sold from the store. So basically what I do is I go into my inactive listings on the Bay. I see this item is in 9060. So then I come over here. I can also do it on Nifty, but it's easier just to do it on eBay. And I come over to 9060 right here. And there is the item that sold. And I'll just throw this into the pack with all the other items, if that makes sense. All right, let me catch up with chat and I'll pack this order. And that person bought max shipping too. So they hit max shipping after their second item they purchased, and you'll see that I can put all of this in a flat rate box. How much to open the garage door? It's actually nice outside right now. How did I know you were thinking that? I knew you were thinking that. Wonder how it looks on your phone. I don't. It looks the same. It'll say the same thing on the phone. I bought number 69. I thought it was 67. Men's Viore, check my shop. I know I have Viore in the shop. If you guys want to shop the shop too, feel free to make me offers. I got the shop fully loaded while we do this. Don't feel obligated to buy anything though. Got polybags though. Bought more to having shoe sell. Yeah, you can put shoes inside polybags, by the way. As long as they're not heavy shoes. I'll fit it all into one box. Watch. I'll do it from the trusty pole into one box. Did you offer coupons? I didn't do it on this show. I actually forgot to. Do buyers have a rating or a way to flag certain buyers? You can block them if you want, but I don't think buyers have ratings. Okay, so I need a flat rate box. I have my flat rate boxes over here. You guys want me to run thrifted goods? You guys want me to run my stuff that I picked up this week? Let's run it all for $1 on the shipping live. I have so much stuff behind me. I'm not doing it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I won't actually. I don't want more. I'm trying to get stuff packed, Chris. I'm not trying to create a mess. Kayla will be pissed. I do have an aloe in the shop, by the way. I just listed it the other day. If you want aloe, I have this singular aloe piece. I just listed it. Oh, never mind. I have a couple aloe pieces. Nope. Why is just change it? Nope. I want aloe. I have these aloe leggings. Measurements are in there. They should measure a lady size medium. And then I have these aloe leggings that are also a lady size medium. I have 2 aloe leggings in the shop right now. $24.99, $27.99. Oh yeah, she would. If you want to buy them or make me an offer. Okay. If you're close on price, just make me an offer on those and I'll take them. All right. So we're going to pack all these up and fit it in one box. What you think is this is a lot, but when you actually look at how much this is, it really isn't that much because a Lululemon, you can fit a whole mess of these in one bag. They're actually really, really easy to ship. Ooh, let's go. Garage sale with Patagonia and Madewell. Nice. Patagucci at the garage sale. They were selling Gucci at the garage sale. I haven't been to a garage sale in years. Like I said, everybody always asks why I don't go to garage sales. I live in Florida and I just don't go. I get enough stuff. I don't block much. I know you don't. Chris likes a beating, okay? He likes to take a beating. So anytime someone is, beating him, he likes it. So just thought I'd let you guys know that. By the way, we labeled all of our stuff on this show. We stopped doing it, so I have to peel all these off. And sometimes I forget. So if you bought something from us today and you see a little 4 in the back of the neck, it's because I forgot to take it off. I bought like 20 items at Lulu at a yard sale a few weeks ago for $100. Let's go. $4. What is that? $5 a piece? That is not bad at all. I'm wearing my leather mask. I knew you and Kim were into kind of things like that. I'm gonna try to hit garage sales. I haven't sourced there yet. You can find good stuff, good stuff at garage sales. I don't take advantage of it, but there's a lot of people out there for clothing. I find clothing isn't that good. Usually, you're finding a bunch of like kids stuff that, a bunch of kids stuff. I don't sell kids clothes. So, all right, we're packing this order up. We're gonna get this whole order into one singular box, one flat rate box. I'm gonna show you guys you can do it. Making sure there's no tags in the back of these. These were nice. These were a jogger style. And it went to Daniel. Daniel got a steal on them. You have to go to fancy neighborhoods. Yep. Fancy neighborhoods have the best stuff usually. Although some neighborhoods aren't fancy and they still got good stuff. Do you think coupons boosted sales? I do. And I think it got people over the edge. The people that have been watching for a while that haven't swiped, and the fact they had a $3 coupon, I think some of you sellers should be utilizing coupons. I think you should. Especially if you have good margins on your stuff. I think you should. Average tonight was $17 a piece. It's like 17 something after I ran the numbers. Which is fine because the wholesale prices we pay and that price is pretty much what I want stuff to sell for. Where do you get your bulk stuff from? I buy it wholesale. I can't tell you where I buy it though, for obvious reasons. If I told everybody where I bought it, every one of you would go buy it from them. And one thing about wholesale is it's not an unlimited supply. The wholesalers only have a certain amount of items. It's not like you can go there and I can go there and buy a million items and we'll be fine. Wholesalers only have a certain stock. So, and I talked about this on my TikTok live the other day. I'll talk about it here. I think a lot of people that are interested in wholesale really aren't able to buy wholesale. They're just interested in it. When you buy wholesale, you have to spend a lot of money. Like last month, we spent over $20,000 on wholesale. So if you think you can spend a couple $100 and get away with it, most wholesalers will not even work with you if you're only spending a couple $100 because it just doesn't make sense for them. They'd rather sell bulk instead of selling onesies and twosies. right, there we go. That one is packed up. And I'm going to use this big bag right here. You should be a wholesaler, maybe one day, but I don't have the space to do wholesale. If I was a wholesaler, this whole garage would be filled with stuff. I do have the ability to do wholesale right now if I wanted to. I have somebody that I know that I could work with that could do wholesale, and I could work with them and pick out all the brands. But to be honest, it wouldn't be lucrative enough. I make good money for what I'm doing, so for me to give this up to start a new thing, it just doesn't make any sense. I would be like taking a step back to potentially take a step forward. And if I just keep doing what I'm doing right now, then I'll be even more successful at it. So I already have a path to success, and that would be a different path than I would have to be on. So it wouldn't make sense. All right. So all those Lululemon items fit into this box, and I still have room. So this person bought 12 items, I think. 12 items. Yeah, 12 items total. And I was able to fit all 12 items with space in a box, in a flat rate box. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close up this box, and you can hear it's nice and tight in there. So I ain't going to shuffle around. And as you saw, that was super easy to pack because I just got one big bag and I threw it all into one big bag instead of doing multiple little bags. That's what she did. And then when I pick my label for this one, I'm going to hit generate label on the screen. And then Whatnot's going to prompt me to add details. And I have to tell Whatnot what flat rate box I'm using. I select the USPS large flat rate box and I hit save changes. It doesn't cost me any more to change it to that box because I selected flat rate shipping when I was doing my show. I generate the label, I slap it on, we're good to go. Flat rate box is $9.21 on Whatnot. So if you select $9.21 max shipping, your buyer doesn't pay anymore. As long as you can fit all of them inside of one flat rate box, it will not cost you anymore, and it does not cost the buyer anymore. And that's only going to be good for the next month, and then they're getting rid of flat rate boxes. Just starting out, what's the best? Get comps, Soul Filter, or use Sellraise. I wouldn't use Sellraise. Sellraise is not good. Sellraise is not good. Sellraise doesn't give accurate comps. You should be looking up items yourself. Don't use an app. Look up items yourself. Go on, use eBay. Use the app and do that yourself. But yeah, don't use Sellraise. Sellraise is not a good app. People who are pushing it are getting paid to push it. That's it. There's no way you can convince me those people are actually using that on a daily basis. They're pushing it in their videos, and their videos go viral because Sellraise puts spend behind those videos. So that's the reason why you see all the videos going viral, because Sellraise says, hey, we're going to pay you $500 to make a video, and we're going to run ad spend on that video. And then that video blows up, and you're like, oh, look, everybody's using Sellraise. No, never. Sellraise is making a false reality that everybody's using it. 9082. That's 9082. Are you setting flat rate for both? No. So the middle one I set priority for, and the second one I set flat rate. And the reason I do the first one as priority is because then I'm allowed to use the big priority boxes or the shoe boxes. You can use the medium flat rates, but I'd rather use the other boxes for those because the bigger priority box is actually bigger than the flat rate box. Yes, I did. Stuff at home, I did. I did that a while back. I haven't done one since because I think that platform is way behind this platform, way behind. So it doesn't make sense for me to keep trying to make that work when this clearly works. 54. 54. So this person bought an item from the shop. And this is why the shop works, because people buy from the shop and buy from auction at the same time. So while I'm running a certain size item, let's say I'm running a women's size 8 and someone's a women's size 12, they can go to my shop and buy their size while I'm running the women's size 8. And then when I start running women's size 12, they come back and they buy something on auction. So it gives everybody the ability to continuously buy while the show is running. That's why Nifty's so good, and I knew as soon as Nifty created the Whatnot cross listing, I knew it was going to change my business. My inventory right now used to be over 2,000 items I had in that inventory over there. I currently can't keep it over 1,000 items. It's dropped and it continues to drop every single week. I think by next month, it's probably going to be under 900 items. Yeah, I'm same name everywhere. How do you connect when somebody buys from the show and your store? Automatically does it as long as it's in your shop. Like it's down here. If you go to my shop right now, I have nothing on auction. So just imagine I was running something on auction right now. Somebody bought from the auction and bought from the store. It automatically combines their order as long as it's purchased within the same live. If somebody bought outside my show, then it doesn't combine. Yeah, it automatically delist too. It delists from everywhere. So when I sell something on Whatnot, it'll delist on the other platforms automatically, even during the show. So I don't have to worry about like stopping the show and running over to my computer and being like, oh crap, I got to take that down before it sells somewhere else. It automatically comes down. Yeah, that's a function. It's auto delist. If you do sign up for Nifty, make sure you turn auto delist on because a lot of people were saying like it's not working. It's because they never turned it on. So you have to go within your settings and turn it on really quick, and then it'll automatically do it. I had the same issue too. I was like, man, this isn't working when they first released it, and I realized I didn't turn it on. So like tonight's show, everything delisted while I sold it. I sold it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 items from the shop. I sold 2 items from the marketplace right after the live. So 2 more items from the marketplace, and I sold 2 more items during this live. So today, just on Whatnot, I've sold 2, 4, 6, 8. I've sold 10 items from my store by having it all cross listed. So like when you guys see my order pull videos and you slowly start to see the sales dip, like I used to sell like 10 to 15 items a day, and now I'm selling like 5 items a day. It's because I'm selling so much here that it's hard to keep up the numbers there unless I like hired somebody full time to list, which I'm not planning to do anytime soon. So, for example, this order I'm about to pack, I'll show you guys. This order I'm about to pack, this person bought an item from the auction. I'm try to hide their address. Bought an item from the auction and bought 2 items from the store. So if I didn't have these listed in the store, I probably wouldn't have sold those. And I do take offers here. And the reason I take offers here on a lot of the stuff, I'm always like, feel free to make me an offer, is because I have less fees here. So if I sold them on the Bay, for example, or Posh, I have 20% fees, whereas here I have 7.2% fees. So if you guys make me a little bit of a lower offer, I'm cool with it, especially if you're already on free shipping. So you find to just do pulls instead of for listing. What do you mean by that, Drew? Can you rephrase that question? So 41. We run items on auction and then they can buy from our store. I could be your summer intern. You could, Ted. You could. And you'd wear a Hawaiian shirt every day to work. And fun fact, I would make your uniform a non-Hawaiian shirt just to make you mad. Sorry, Ted. No Hawaiian shirts here. Not allowed to. Part of the uniform. I'll fire you if you wear a Hawaiian shirt. Johnny Bravo's here. What's up, Johnny Bravo? All right, so this person bought 2 items from the shop and 1 item from auction. So I grab that item from auction, and then I have to go into my listings and see which ones they bought here. So they bought 8991. All right, so they bought 8991 in my listing inventory. There's that one. And they also bought that pair of leggings, right? 8704. 8704. Both of those are pulled, and I can throw all those in one poly bag in and out. You want me to run something? You guys want me to run something? Do you have to upload a listing to Nifty? Don't you have to upload listings to Nifty? Instead, just do auction pulls under the number listing. We load items into Nifty, creates a listing for us, but I'm not going to run stuff from my shop because I've already done all the work to list it. I'd rather lead people to the shop and create sales from the shop and then run my items on auction that I have planned to run on auction that night. I could pull items from the store and run them on auction, but it doesn't make sense after I've done the listing, I've done the measurements, and I can just run these without doing listing and measurements, if that makes sense. I used to have a real job, had to wear real clothes. Yeah, now you don't have to. I've been on Whatnot for a little over 3 years. What's changes happen in shipping? Everything's going to go ground advantage. You're going to have to buy your own supplies. I just joined. Heard cross listing. Is that correct? So who do you use? I use Nifty. If you go to any of my link trees and any of my bios on any of my other platforms, You can sign up for Nifty. There's a free trial, 7-day free limited trial, and you save 15% off your first month. So give it a try. If you already have your stuff listed on other platforms, you can bring them over here to Whatnot. You can sync all your inventory. It takes just a couple seconds. Bring all your inventory in, and then you can cross list it over to Whatnot. But yeah, free link, free 7-day trial in my other bios. I can't bring a bio here to Whatnot, although I think they should change that. Can we use a ground advantage slice? Yes, you can. But you can only order 300 at a time. Remember that, Amy D. So if you're using those supplies, order as many as you can right now, because you're going to run out of them, and then you're still going to have to use your own supplies. Unless you right now won't run out of them, but once you start gaining traction, Amy D, you're going to be selling 100 items per show. You're going to have 30 different packages, and then those supplies are going to dwindle, and you can only order 300 at a time. So it's going to be hard to keep those in stock. Whereas right now on the post office website, you can order thousands of priority mailboxes. Actually, Posh gives us free stuff for that. Yeah, Posh does it, but you can just order poly bags. Like what I'm shipping right now, when I ship a ground advantage item, I use one of these. Sure, Whatnot requires one live video in order to start selling. Yeah, so just Mar, what you can do is you go live for 15 seconds and then you close down the live, and now you've done your due diligence, and now you can cross list. And I think you just have to schedule a live. You don't actually have to run a live. So you have to schedule it. I might be wrong about that, but if they do require you to go live, just go live and for 5 seconds and then get off the live. Or go live for 10 minutes. You might sell a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you have to have schedule. There you go. Schedule it. What do I want to run? I don't want to run. You guys want a rain spooner? Ted's here. Ted wants a rain spooner. Okay. Amy D talked me into it. I'm supposed to be shipping right now, Amy D. I have to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, Amy D. Where's my little handy dandy tool? All right, handy dandy tool. Buttoning tool. I gotta check this thing over for stains though, because I just got it. So I can't sell a flawed item on this live. What time is it, by the way? It's almost 12 o'clock. Shipped like 5 items. All right. This will make Kayla happy. She doesn't have to list this. This is a good one too. I'm probably dumb for running this right now, but you guys can have it. All right. This is this tool. It's in my link tree too. If you follow me anywhere else, just go to my link tree, go to my Amazon storefront, and this tool saves your fingers. It's like it's supposed to be used for like people with dexterity issues in their hands. So this is for zippers. You hook it on the zipper and you pull it up. And then this is the buttoning tool. So you stick it through the buttons, and you grab the other button and you pull it through, and then your stuff is buttoned. Can I demonstrate this? This one's already buttoned. Oh, I can demonstrate it here. Look, you guys probably hate these cuff buttons, right? These buttons right here, probably like, those things suck. Take it, you push it through the hole, you grab your button, you pull it, and then you pop it through. Boom, and it saved your fingers. Chris loves them. You guys want this? Rain spooner, men's size medium. I'll run it for $1. Just a nice rain spooner shirt. Long sleeve, good money one. You guys want this? Rain spooner? Hot diggity damn. How do I do this? Can I do this from here? Hold on. Is it going to talk? No, it's not going to talk. Auction, add, create temporary listing, category, men's modern. Washed to wear on this one. I checked it over. It doesn't look like it has any stains or flaws. I just grabbed it out of the bag. If it does have stains or flaws, blame Amy D. So come back and tell Amy that it had stains or flaws. I don't see any. Looks good. I looked it over at the thrift store too multiple times, so looks good. Rain Spooner. We're gonna run this for $1 right now. The only auction we're running tonight. 10-second sudden death. Can I do sudden death here? Why can't I do sudden death here? Wait a second. Oh, there we go. I haven't done this on the computer in a long time. 10 seconds sudden death on a Rain Spooner. Have some fun. Get steal. I don't care. Go. Rain Spooner. Size medium, by the way. Size medium on the Rain Spooner. Size medium Rain Spooner. Up and running. Get a steal. If this doesn't go to Ted, I'm going to be highly disappointed. Ted, where were you? Ted, this was supposed to go to you. Fran, appreciate you. Fran, watch this. I'm going to ship your order. I can't ship it yet. I got to ship it after the live's over. I was going to say I can ship your order right now, but I can't do it yet. I'm going to put your order down here, and I'll ship it after the show. So you go live for 15 minutes. By the way, I think I broke even on that. I did. I actually lost a little bit of money. I paid $17.99, and it was half off. So I broke even. You guys got, actually I lost. Yeah, I lost a little bit of money. Thanks, Amy D. So you go live for 15 minutes and then end the show and minimize the show to continue with shop and flash sales or stay in compliance. So do you go live for 15 minutes and end the show? You can just create a show and end and if you, as long as you create a show, you're able to list, if that's what you're asking. Okay. Yeah, after shipping, I actually lost money after fees. Amy D. No, I'm not running another one, Amy. Did you just not see what that Rain Spooner went for? It's number 40. Another one. I should have done the beginning when we had like 80 people here. That would have been better. But number 40 going down. These are all solds. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop in the chat. We're just hanging out, doing a Q&A live, shipping some items. So if you have any whatnot questions, now's the time to ask. Also, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I can't see your comments. So if you have any questions, you got to hop over to whatnot for me to answer those questions, because I'm sure I'm getting tons of comments over there, a couple comments, people asking questions, and they're like, hey, can you read my comment? I can't see your comment. You got to hop over to whatnot for me to see your comment. I create a show and then list my inventory through Nifty. The sales were not active until I complete the show. Got you. Okay, so just run a show really quick. And then once you run a show, you're good to go. You just got to do one show. That's it. Once you're approved to sell, you got to do one show. Also, if you haven't applied to sell, there's a link in my bios on all my other platforms. If you apply through my link, Whatnot will match up to $150 in your first week of sales. So first 7 days, as long as you do $150 in sales, Whatnot matches $150 in sales. So maybe you try a live, and if you sell $150 worth of stuff, you make $150 on top of that. So you sell stuff and make stuff. And then I also get a like a bonus for that too, for referring somebody if they do one live show. I think it's after you sell like 10 items, they give me a little bonus too. Not a ship, but you're still so knowledgeable. I hope people really heeding all this advice. Appreciate you, pretty. Appreciate your kind words. I should do these more often. I do these like once in a blue moon. Somebody said it in my live today when I was selling, and they were like, "Can you do a Q&A or a shipping live?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe." 3752. 3752. 3752. Oops. I wish these were a little bit bigger. That's all my only complaint. I wish these were a tiny bit bigger, just a tiny bit bigger, because they're a little small. That's my horrible show. I literally searched seller Q&A and your show popped up. Glad you're on. Let's go. If you have any questions, ask. Ask now. Ask. I'm here. I can answer. I'm pretty knowledgeable, I guess. I know what I'm doing. So ask away, especially the hardball questions, like anything you have about like growing or I don't know, running items, what you should be doing, like ask away. What's your best advice for somebody that is about to do their first live? Bring good inventory. Start your stuff at where you want to sell it. So if you pay $5 at the thrift store and you got to sell your stuff for $10 to make a decent profit, then do that. And don't expect to sell a ton of stuff on your first show. Just don't expect. If you have a good show, great. You have a good show, that's awesome. But don't expect it. If you do really bad, just imagine, and I always compare this to the gym. If you go to the gym for the first time and you're like, I'm going to lift 100 pounds today. Like that's what you're expecting when you go into your show. I'm going to sell 100 items. I'm going to list 100 pounds. And you get underneath that bench and you go to lift that 100 pounds and it's just like, doesn't move. You're like, crap. You're like, well, I was supposed to get buff today and I didn't get buff. I couldn't even barely lift up the weights. It's because you got to start slow. You got to start by picking up the 5 pound weights to eventually get to the 100 pound weights. And the 5 pound weights are one or no sales. And then the next live, you sell 1 to 2 items. And the next live, you sell 4 to 5 items. But those of you who sell on other platforms that only sell 3 or 4 items a day, if you can sell 10 items a day in 2 months on Whatnot, then you're actually you're out competing the other platforms. But a lot of people don't look at it that way. They go, I got to sell 100 items in my live, otherwise I'm not doing good. No, you sell 5 items there. So if you sell 10 items here in a live, you actually beat out the other platforms. Have you tried selling men's jeans? I have about 40 pairs of vintage Levi's, South Pole. I want to move it quickly. Yeah, I sell jeans all the time. Jeans sell decently well. The only thing I'll say is shirts sell better because a size large fits many men, whereas a size 40 only fit a certain man. So like a size 9.5 shoe only fits a size 9.5 foot. But a size medium short will fit a bunch of people that are a size medium, if that makes sense. How'd you learn to create coupons? I just went into seller thing and I learned how to create it. How did I learn how to? Um, I just went in advertising like the first couple times I was on Whatnot. I was trying to figure out everything, and I saw that there was coupons that I could give, and I never utilized them at first. How did I figure out how to put them in my show notes? Like put a coupon up here. I learned that from, or actually up here for you guys. Um, I learned that from Fresh Tracks. Fresh Tracks is the one who taught me like a week ago how to do that, which is pretty cool. It's a clickable coupon, so people don't have to type it in their wallet. They can just tap it in your show notes and add it to their wallet. Is it true that Poshmark allows doesn't allow Nifty to auto make offers only if I do discounted shipping? Yes and no. Yes, if you just send an offer. No, if you add it to the bundle. So Nifty has a way to add an item to a bundle. So you can add one item to a bundle and send an offer. If it's in a bundle, you can just send an offer with no discounted shipping. So what I do is I have it create a bundle for the buyer. I think I have it send a message to, and it sends the offer without the discounted shipping. Right now, I'm only doing jewelry. There's other things I'd like to start selling. Is it bad to sell out of my niche? Nope. Just what I would do is create like 5 shows of the same. So if you're starting to want to sell like ladies swimwear, create 5 shows. Every Monday at 8 p.m., you're going to sell ladies swimwear and see where it goes in 5 shows. That's the advice I would give you. And then let everybody know that's buying jewelry. Hey, if you're buying jewelry from me, I'm going to do some ladies swimwear shows next week. I want to try to give it a try. You guys should go bookmark that show. I'm giving out great deals. Like the people who buy jewelry also buy swimwear, right? Because we all buy clothes. I want to start selling Lulu at the flea markets. Advice for buying 20 or 30 pieces besides buying one at a time. Like advice, like where to buy them, or are you asking like besides buying one at a time? If you're buying bulk is always better. The key is to find where the bulk is. I'm gonna try coupons. I think you should, but start higher. I like it, and always advertise during the show multiple times, Amy. Every chance you get. Hey guys, there's a coupon in my show notes. $3 off your first purchase. If your first time here, go get the free $3 in my show notes. For men's clothes, I appreciate you by the way, Rocky. For men's clothes, is it better to do one show for jerseys, one show for vintage tees? It's always better to do. It's always better to do curated shows. You'll always get better customers in a curated show. Also, when you create a curated show, make sure your thumbnail matches what the curated show is. And if you guys don't use ChatGPT, just like today's show, if you back out of the show and you look at the photo for today's show, I created that in 10 seconds before I created the show on ChatGPT. So I just told ChatGPT I can't show the prompt because it was on this phone, but I just said, create me something along the lines of, I'm doing a shipping Q&A show on Whatnot. The theme is about shipping the show that I had tonight. Create me a thumbnail that says shipping Q&A live or something like that, whatever it's titled on the show right now. And then make sure it's 9 by 16. That's what I said to it. It created the thumbnail 10 seconds later. And there's your thumbnail done. I used to create all my thumbnails by hand. I don't do them anymore. How can I do a show if I don't want to show my face? Show your hands. Flip the camera. Look, if I was running a show on my back wall right now, I could be running stuff like this. Look, I'm selling a card right now. Just imagine there's a card in my hand. Can you see my face? No, but you can see my My nails, look how nice they look. And I'm running a card. Just imagine. You can also just, people want to see your face because people like to communicate with you. So eventually, I think you can warm up to being on the camera. But for the first time, maybe you start your show and say, "Hey guys, I'm really nervous about being on camera," and your show looks like this. You got your phone mounted in front of you, and you just have items on your rack. Just imagine this is my show. And I have it set up right here. And then when I go to grab my next item, just imagine my phone stays right here. Right now I have to move it because I don't have anything. So I just grab that item and I put the next item on and I run that item. And I don't ever have to show my face. All they have to do is see my arm. But again, people want to see your face, right? People want to be able to see who you are, who they're buying from. They want to create the connection, which is good. You want them to create a connection because when they're buying from you, they're not buying from a random person that they don't know. They're able to make a connection with you, talk to you, and then they're going to come back to buy specifically from you. So, was it easy to create a coupon? Yeah, it's within your. If you go over to the left hand side of your seller hub, it's marketing, and then it says coupons, and then top right hand corner it says create coupon. Why am I not showing this? Right. So you come over here to coupons. You go to marketing, coupons, and then you come over here. I'm not going to show my coupons because I'm going to give you guys free coupons. Boom. And you come over here and you select the audience, everyone. You type in your coupon code, you type in the amount, and then you hit next. And then you've created your coupon. And that'll, you can give it to one person. So you message a person. A lot of times, if we like make a mistake, like one of the items has a small flaw, somebody reaches out to us and says, "Hey, I bought that item from you. It had a small flaw." I'll say, you can either go through Whatnot and create a return through Whatnot and they'll take care of you, or we can just offer you a coupon off your next purchase and you can, whatever, you paid $15 for the item, I'll give you a $15 coupon. Your next item is on us and you can keep the item that you have. And then I'll create that coupon for them. So we have a bunch of coupons for that. We have small flaws here and there that we miss, and we usually give coupons for that. You do need to be more social on social media, you and your Hawaiian shirts. Do you ever have to list an item? Do you have to list an item in your Whatnot store before starting a live? No, you have to create a listing. You can create a live without any listings, but you're not gonna be able to sell anything. So what we do is create one auction with a quantity of 200, and then we run that one auction. It numbers it for us. Number one, number two, number three, number four, number five. So we just run off the same listing. And then I also have stuff in my store that I cross-listed with Nifty. Does your Whatnot know? Does Whatnot know if they're new buyers or returning? Can I use them? Yes, you can use. You can create a new buyer code or just a regular code. So in the coupon, it says audience at the top, and it says everyone, new buyers to Whatnot. So you can offer just to new buyers or new buyers specifically to Whatnot. What I would do is new buyers to you too, because some people are been here but are the first time customer to you. You have an offer in your shop? I do have an offer in my shop. Appreciate you. Whatever it is, you're getting it accepted. Looks good to me. Kelly, that's fine. You can have it. Boom. Another item sold. That makes number 11 on Whatnot. Shout out Nifty. Nifty just paid for itself with what I sold on Whatnot for the people complain about the price of Nifty. Those people, I saw somebody made a comment yesterday on Facebook and I had to comment back to them. I left a little comment on somebody else's page. And I said, if you're not ready for Nifty, like if you're not ready for Nifty, it makes sense. Like you're not ready to buy Nifty. That's cool. I get it. But if you're in a position where you can pay for an employees, you're basically paying Nifty. Nifty is your employee. So for $70 a month, you have something that can create listings for you, delist, the relist, send out offers, keep up with all your analytics. So every time you make a sale, it keeps up with that. And then I told them just price out how much it'll cost you to have somebody else make your listings for you. Not even any of the other stuff, just to make your listings for you. You're paying way more than $70 a month. Way more. And with Nifty, you just upload the photo, it creates a listing for you, and you pay $70 a month for that. Like, people like to complain, oh, it's too much money. For me, I think it's perfect, the price. Obviously, I'd love to be a little bit lower, but it's perfect price. What does the app look like? They have several. It's nifty.ai on your computer. Also, go to my Instagram or Facebook or YouTube and go to my link tree, and then you can click on that. It'll take you right to Nifty. And when you sign up through that link, you get a 7-day free trial and you save 15% off your first month. Don't go to Surfs, by the way. Don't click on Surfs. Just use mine. because I don't want him to get the commission. I want me to get the commission. It's hard to do business without Nifty. I feel that way too. No givey serves. I'm not doing any givvies. OG came in here and already tipped. I'm not doing any more givvies. Amy had me run a Rain Spooner shirt. She told me run it, run it, run it, because I thought she was going to run it up, right? And I paid $9 for that Rain Spooner shirt, and it sold for $9. I lost money on this show, all because of Amy D. I think Nifty should have a different pricing tier for sellers with less than 200 listings. Yeah, that could be a smart idea. I think I could see that. How do you balance kids and reselling? I'm trying to put in more time to make more listings and sales. Do you recommend Nifty for 200 item store? Yes, for a 200 item store, I think it's perfect. I always tell people if you have like 100 to 150, maybe not, because you don't have enough work for Nifty to do. At 200 item store, you have plenty of work for Nifty to do. It's going to help you increase your store load because it's going to help you list those items faster. So yes, I think by next month you might have a 3 out of 100 item store just because of Nifty, which means you're going to make more sales. At 100 items, you're still kind of new. You're still kind of learning. So yes, how do I balance it? I have a lot more time right now than I ever had before. When I worked at the post office, I would work from literally I would leave my house at 6:30, drive to work, get there at 7:30, start my day at 8, and some days I wouldn't leave there until 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'd work 6 days a week. I'd have Sundays off, and Sundays were meant for me to chill and relax because I had just worked that whole week. So I wouldn't see my kids in the morning. I wouldn't see my kids when they went to bed at night because they went to bed before I even got home in some cases. So work life balance now is like, I mean, I get to spend my kids come home from school. I'm right here. They can see me. Of course, maybe I'm doing something like on the computer, making a listing or making a video or something, laying in bed. But at all times, dad's home. They can come talk to me. At all times, mom's home. She's not at work either. So work life balance is way better than it ever used to be. Am I always busy? Yes, but I'm always present. That's the difference. That's what people don't get when they're complaining about get a real job, do this, you're not making enough money, blah, 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 blah. All the excuses that people have on social media. And I'm like, that's well worth it. I don't care how much money I have, as long as I can pay my bills and I can be home when my kids need me. That's all that matters. Finance were so tight. I love to. It's the whole reason I started this, but I can't use any of those. Yeah. If you're not in the position, don't do it because you're not in the position to hire an employee. So it doesn't make sense to get Nifty. I'm never going to tell you, go get Nifty because I want to make a commission off you. I think you shouldn't get it until you're in a position where you can hire an employee called Nifty. That's where you need to be. My 50 items, they're all handmade. Yeah, it probably won't work for you unless you want to cross list to Etsy. About 350 items, listed items, but I make mistakes on picking up inventory when I started. How do I fix the stale inventory? Sales are slow. You can either clear it out by cross list or by dropping the price, cross listing it, or just getting rid of it. You're very well spoken. Whatnot should hire you. I appreciate that. It's because I've been doing lives for a while. Like I said, for a whole year straight, I did TikTok lives. I used to not be well spoken, but because I'm done this for so long, I can sit in front of a screen and talk to you guys. What's the best platform to sell men's suits, two-piece suit? I can't really, so I shouldn't be talking too much about other platforms while I'm on here. So I got to be careful because Whatnot doesn't like that. But you can sell those anywhere. That's what I'll say. Yeah, too many fees. I agree. I don't sell there, so I don't sell on Etsy. That's the one I don't sell on. So no, you're good. You're good. I got to be careful because I don't want Whatnot to come like, hey, you were talking too much about eBay on your live. They don't really like it, but I mean, they could probably see past it. They have some of the big dogs that are on YouTube talk about it all the time. So that's what I'll tell them if they come after me is like, well, you got other people that talk about it literally all the time. So, and I'm just answering questions from my chat. I'm trying to be nice. Do you want me to just tell people they can't answer any of their questions? Like, they can't just do that. Makes up for his reading skills. That's facts. I suck at reading. So when I mess up your guys' names, it's because I can't read. Because I pretty much can't see. If I close this eye right now, I cannot read the chat. I literally can't read it. I can see that people are joining because I know that it's what it looks like when people join and it's got the little hand thing, but I literally can't read joined and I'm this close to my screen. This eye is perfect. This eye sucks. So I blame it on my eyes. When I started, I did Nifty cross lister only as I built. I added the automation, love Nifty. Yep. You can start with the cross listing, do the automation afterwards. I love that. What's up, Willie? Just doing a little Q&A shipping live. I didn't ship too much on this live, but that's okay. I'm supposed to get all this shipped. I could probably still ship it all after the live. So Well, don't do that. I know. I always tell Kayla if I ever like if this eye ever gets damaged, I'm screwed. I wouldn't be able to do my business. I wouldn't be able to drive. Although I did get pre-approved for the Cybertruck. So I might buy a Cybertruck within the next month. I went to the bank yesterday, easy pre-approval. So now I go to the Tesla dealer tomorrow for the issue with my Tesla. And then I'm gonna see if they have a Cybertruck for me to test drive for the day because they're probably gonna give me a car to drive around while they fix my car. I'm gonna see if they have a Cybertruck and then I'm gonna see if I like it. I don't have self-driving now. I had self-driving when they had it for free, but when I get the Cybertruck, 100% I'm getting self-driving. And right now, I think the new Cybertrucks is the full self-drive without you needing to like be looking at the road. I think from what Surfs told me, I think you don't have to look at the road, so I can pretty much be like I can bring my computer with me and do nifty listings while I'm driving. I can tell I can tell my Tesla to drive me to Red, White, and Blue thrift store an hour away while I have my computer on my lap and I'm doing work. That car is going to make me so much money. How are you tracking the item number for the items you're auctioning? Good question. I got you. I went over this a little earlier. I'll do it again. I love answering. I do not mind answering the same question multiple times. So always feel free to ask. So here's a good order right here. Perfect order. I have 9 items in this order. So Rustic. Rustic bought 9 items from me. We got 33, 34, 45. They bought something from the store. And then they also bought, I'm trying to not show their address. Oh, shoot. Come on. This one. 63, 67, 68, 69, and 71. So let's grab the first 3 items 33, 34, 45. 33, 33 is right here. 34 is right behind it. 33, 34, and what did I say? 45? Yeah, 45. So then I come up here and grab 45. So that's how I keep track of it. I put in one listing. When I sell the first item, it'll say number 1. So it'll say, this will say pre-owned Lululemon number 1 when I sell it. And when I run the next item, it'll say pre-owned Lululemon number 2, so on and so forth. So the next few items, we have 63, 67, 68, 63, 67, 68, 67, 68, 69, and 71. 69, 71. And then I got to grab the one item from the store that sold, and that's their order. The number ones, I'm gonna put them in my link tree in my Amazon storefront right after this. Hang on, I might be able to do it here. Where are your orders? Hold on, I might be able to put them in my storefront. Actually, I can do it right now. Hold on. Did I already put them? I think I already put them in my storefront. Hold on. I did. They're already on my Amazon storefront. If you go to my link, if you go to my link trees in any of my social media platforms, click on my link tree in my profile, then go to my products we use on a daily basis, which will be right at the very top. Click on that. It'll take you to my Amazon storefront, and that's where I bought these. Is on Amazon, and they cost $27.99. You get one through 400. So you only need one pack, 1 through 400. They'll last you forever because once you get done with your show, you just put them all back in a stack, set them on your desk till the next show happens. Super easy. I thought about a Rivian too, the new one that came out, but I got the charger. I know the Tesla charger works, but I got a Tesla charger installed in the corner of my garage, and I just want a Tesla to go with the Tesla charger because I already have another Tesla. So I'll have the Tesla, have a Model Y, older Model Y, like 2 years old now, and then I'll have the new Cybertruck. You like Cybertruck? I think they're ugly. They are. They don't look super fancy on the outside, but you'll love it when you sit on the inside. And the technology with a Cybertruck beats a Rivian. The self-driving on a Tesla beats any electric car out there. That's the sales pitch for Tesla right now is you can get FSD It's beats out every other car just because of FSD. Also, you can get FSD and I get cheaper insurance because I'll literally drive it all the time. I'm in Florida. We have the Tesla charger in the corner of our garage, and then we have a solar on our roof. So last month, my bill, even with leaving the garage door open, with running the AC all month, and charging my car literally here the whole month, I didn't do any supercharge. I charged it all at the house, and we drove a lot last month. My bill was $13 for my electricity last month. Shout out to solar. Buy a house with solar. That's all I have to say. Buy a house with solar. It will change your life. $13 is crazy. I thought for sure it was going to be like 50, 60, $70. Even with solar, 13 bucks. Kayla came out here with a big smile on her face. She's like, guess how much our electric bill was last month? I was like, how much? 50, 60? She's like, nope, 13 bucks. It's like, yes, 13 bucks. 90.96. All right, see this person's order. They got all of this stuff in one order. I can actually print this label out because I know that this is all going to fit. This is all going to fit into one flat rate box. Is the monthly payments on your solar contract? 0. I bought the house and it came with the solar. So the person I bought the house off of paid off the solar before we bought the house. So we don't have any monthly payment on solar. Actually, in the wintertime, we'll probably actually make money on the solar. So if you buy solar, yes, it's very expensive and it's going to take a while to pay it off and make it make sense. But buy a house with solar and make the owners pay it off before you purchase it. What's up, good guy? I don't have enough panels, but it helps. Yeah, I think we have I think it's like 19 panels or something crazy like that on top of the roof. FedEx calls in the morning. Appreciate you, Ballard. Still on, Carolyn. Does your electricity company buy back your solar? I think they do. We haven't had an instance where they have yet, but I think they do. If not, then my bill will be like $0 in the wintertime. It'll just opt out for 0, which is fine with me. No worries, Carolyn. We do more Q&As. Yeah, I'll do more Q&As. Whenever I have like a show like I did tonight where I sell like 70, 80 items and I have plenty of time to hop on and still get stuff shipped, I'll do some more Q&A lives. Mine is a wash. Won't be when it's paid off. Yep. I like it. It's a good investment and also helps when you want to sell your house. It helps sell your house, especially if you already have it paid off. Then people really want to buy a house with solar. So yeah, I see it as an investment, but that's one selling point for this house was it had solar. A lot of my houses in this neighborhood specifically have it. It's like when they built this neighborhood, they just had like they must have had a really good deal going. Like the solar company like went to everybody. Appreciate the tip. You guys don't have to tip. I appreciate it though. I always just take that tip money and give it away for gift cards. So I'll just use whatever I make in tips today. I'll put it as gift card giveaways for Saturday show. If you guys haven't bookmarked Saturday show, come to Saturday show. It's gonna be crazy. I have legitimately like 400 pieces of premium golf that we're gonna sell on Saturday. Last time we did a golf show, we did like 10 or 11 grand in sales in like 3 hours. So I expect to do pretty much the same. It should be 10 or 11 grand in sales. It'll be super fast paced, 10-second sudden death, 400 to 400-ish items. Kids, it's a roof and power. I like it. I like it. Yeah, that was a huge selling point for us. You say your Tesla will work. I'm shopping cars right now. Yeah, so it's not like anything is like majorly broken with it. It's the windshield wiper fluid, the canister that holds it, it cracked, I guess, is what happened. So I just put new windshield wiper fluid in the other day and I just saw it pouring out of the bottom. So it just has a crack in it. Kayla used it religiously, like crazy amount. Like every time we get in the car, she turns that damn thing on. So I'm pretty sure she broke it. That's what I'm saying. But I just got to take it in. They said it should be covered under warranty, so I shouldn't have to pay anything for it to be fixed. And it's like a 3-hour job or something like that. So any suggestions on giveaways instead of gift cards? Do people stay in shows if you don't do gift cards? You can do anything, Amy. I've seen like people do, we've done it before where we do like little keychains and stuff like that. I really wish Whatnot would let sellers give away Whatnot credit. So if I gave away $10 Whatnot credit to my buyers, it would just deduct $10 from me and give the buyer $10, and then I don't have any shipping spend. I think Whatnot's stupid for not doing that. I think if they made it so we could just in the show, so somebody's buying from us in that show, we give them $10 and they can spend it on that show, $10. Yeah. I just can't spend that. Yeah, so the reason I'm getting a Cybertruck too is I can write off the whole cost of the Cybertruck on my taxes. I'm going to use the Cybertruck just for business miles, so I can write off the whole purchase price. So if I spend 80 grand on a Tesla Cybertruck, even if I finance it, I can write off the full 80 grand this year, which saves me from paying 80 grand in taxes. Yeah, all these lives are recorded. Like right now, I'm live on YouTube too, so it'll be recorded. And these are the only ones I keep on YouTube. Like tonight's the only reason I take off shows off YouTube and I just keep them on Facebook because I feel like it messes up my YouTube algorithm. So these shows will do good because people will rewatch these shows where they won't rewatch auction shows. It just doesn't make sense for them to stick around. But they'll sit here and listen to me talk. Posh Diets, it's stuck in transit at delivery. I'm not getting payouts. Have you experienced that? I haven't, but that's probably something to do with your local facility, most likely. Yeah, so if you guys are seller too, right now I'm live on Whatnot, but I'm also live on Facebook and YouTube as well. And I do that all through the show, like right before I go live on the show. What's up, honeydew? Before I go live on the show, I connect my Facebook and YouTube. It's like auto connected now, and then I just press go live, and it goes live there. So now I'm able to funnel people from my Facebook and YouTube, which I have a strong following on both. I can bring them over to the show. Super easy to do. Yeah, you can write off the Cybertruck only. You can't write off a normal Tesla. It has to be within a certain weight and it has to be made, or it has to be the last point of production has to be the US or something like that. Talk to your tax advisor, but Tesla is one of them. Like obviously a Hummer is one of them. That's why you see a lot of like business people drive around Hummers and Escalades, I think. Can witness your slender. Yes, they can. They can witness it everywhere. Yeah. And I also wish too that you could read your chat from those platforms. I don't know why Whatnot hasn't implemented that because other ones have already implemented that. Whatnot hasn't. So like if I could read what Facebook and YouTube were saying right now and their chats came in over here, I could talk to them and then I could be like, hey, so and so, I see you're chatting over on YouTube. Why don't you come over to Whatnot? And then that just brings customers to Whatnot. I don't know why they haven't done that. You could get one for 60K, Carolyn. There is a Cybertruck for 60K now. It just doesn't have the suspension's different. I forget what it is. The suspension's different on those. It's a little bit more of a bumpy ride. Or you could be like Serps and get the Cyber Beast, which is 100 grand. Because that guy's rich. He's filthy rich from all his social media. So he's able to afford Cybertrucks that are Cyber Beasts. He just wants to go. He wants a dual motor and he wants to go really fast. He doesn't need a Cyber Beast. He just wants a Cyber Beast. You know why? Because he knew that I wasn't going to get a Cyber Beast. He just knew I was cheap, so I wasn't going to get one. So now he's one upped me for the rest of his life. Whatnot Live, where someone was breaking down a bluefin tuna and sold off the pieces. Oh yeah, I seen people selling muffins the other day. Separate device to go live on multiple platforms. No, you can do it right from your app. Right before you go live, you can hit multicast in the bottom right hand corner. There's like a little looks like an antenna button. So right before you go live, you hit the antenna button, you connect all of the sites you want to multicast to. And then when you go live, it goes live on those platforms too. 100K one. Yeah, he's got the Cyber Beast. He's got the beast. Your brother's cool. He's got the beast. I could get the beast if I wanted to. I just don't want to spend. Why would I spend $20,000 for a sticker on the bumper, right? Appreciate you, Dora. Everybody, make sure you give Dora a follow too. No, Chris doesn't do electric. Chris is a hybrid man. Surfs old ladies wise. Yeah, I think so too. Surfs. Yeah, his old lady. I need a Tesla so I can take more trips to Tampa. Yeah, put on the self drive and just drive to Tampa. I want to pay off my house, not my car. I want to do that too, but I also need a car. One for the tax break, like I said before. Two, because we are a one car family right now. We don't have another car. So if I want to go drive if I want to go drive somewhere, I got to be back by a certain time when the kids are in school to make sure we have the car to go pick them up if we need to pick them up. Or if like a kid's sick, like I'm at the thrift store. It happened multiple times last year. I got to the thrift store. I'm ready to go thrifting. Kayla calls me, "Hey, so and so sick. We got to go pick them up. You got to come back home." I'm like, "Damn it. Can I just stay here for a minute?" Nope. Got to come back home. So I got to get back, drive back so we can go pick up the kids, all because we only have one car. One car is great until you need two cars. What app do you recommend to keep track of mileage for taxis? I use Mile IQ. Mile IQ on my phone. So every time I hop in my car, it tracks my mileage. So it'll tell me when I get home, hey, you drove 15.1 miles. Is this a business or a personal trip? And then you just swipe business, swipe personal. And at the end of the year, you give it to your tax advisor, you're good to go. It is a monthly charge. I think it's like $5.99 a month or something like that. But remember, that's deductible too. Number 31. Yes, that's deductible too. Oh, my mom's car, I inherited, die. It's tough. And a cord bulk pick. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. A cord for bulk picking is probably not good. Buy a beater, but I don't need if I buy a beater, I can't write off a beater. Now why would I run I don't need a beater. Why would I it's not like I it's not hurting me to buy the car. I can buy the car. I can afford the Cybertruck payment every month. It's not like it buy something nice for myself. I've actually never bought myself a nice car. I've always bought crappy cars for myself. I've always bought Kayla the new cars. So every time we get a car, Kayla always gets the new one. Because that's what you're supposed to do. This is gonna be the first time I've ever bought myself something nice. Yeah, I always had Hondas. Yeah, the Tesla was pretty much hers. I mean, we bought the Tesla for both of us, but the Tesla was pretty much hers to drive around. Um, and we traded her car in to get the Tesla. So yeah, I think I'm at the point in my life where I can, I can buy a nice car and buy a nice car, treat myself a little bit. 3032. I'm very cheap. Believe me, I am very, very, very cheap. So buying a new car is like, ugh, I hate having car payments. I'm actually going to pay off my other car before I buy the Cybertruck. The Tesla is going to be paid off. The Model Y is going to be paid off. We owe like 29 on it, and I'm just going to pay the full amount off of on it. So I just have the one payment because I don't want to have two car payments. Because if anything happens, I'm out of work or break my leg or something, I can't do whatnot shows, and kind of money starts running low. You don't want to have two car payments. I don't want to have to sell the Cybertruck to make my payment, so I want to have just one. What do you do for lighting in your shows? Ring light. I use these lights back here. Those lights back there that you see, I actually got in Surfs Up Linktree. This is the only time I'm going to help that guy make money. If you go to Surfs Up Finds and you go to his Amazon storefront, you'll see that those lights are linked. I think they come in a pack of two, and they're really good. You can adjust them. It's the only thing he's ever done in his life that actually makes sense. But yeah, I bought them from his Linktree. Appreciate the raid. Somebody raided us. We're doing a Q&A stream right now. Appreciate the raid. I'm just doing a little Q&A stream. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. So what's your honest opinion on the war on reselling? What do you mean by war on reselling? I don't know what that is. Successfully do 20 sales a day. I can't seem to achieve that. Help with any advice. How many shows have you done, Mar? And how many shows do you have scheduled? Ready for this? Let's see. How many shows do you have scheduled? You have 0 shows scheduled. I can help you with one thing. Schedule out 8 shows right now that you do the same time, the same day, same time of week, same time of day for the next 8 weeks in a row. That's what you should do. Step number 1. People can't watch their favorite show if they don't know what time their favorite show is and what day it is on. They don't know what time to go watch their favorite. Just imagine you watch something on TV today and you're like, that was an amazing show. I can't wait for episode 2. And then you go search the internet and you go like, where is episode 2? What time does it air? What day does it air on? And you can't figure it out because it's not posted anywhere. That's what you're doing with your page right now. Nobody knows when your next show is going to be. So how do they know to come back and shop with you? Lexus 550s. I've never owned a Lexus before. Lululemon saying contracts keep secondhand out of thrift. So eBay for life. That's a good question. My answer to that is those companies then wholesale that pre-owned stuff to other companies that wholesale it back to people like me. That's the whole. I've actually been contacted by a large wholesaler that gets North Face returns, meaning the stuff that people bring into North Face to get money. They then wholesale that off to other companies. They have to make money on that. They can't just pay for that. They don't put it in their store. And if they do, they only put a little bit into their store. So they then wholesale that stuff off to other people who then wholesale it off to people like me. That's the cycle. So it's actually, if you learn how wholesale works and you learn how to find those specific deals, there's actually going to be more of those deals. This is why you can't read the headlines, because the headlines are going to say the sky is falling at all times, because that's the only way they get you to click. But if you actually look into it, you're actually going to get more stuff if you figure out how to find the wholesale. Lululemon, same way. Lululemon buys back their stuff. A lot of times they destroy it, and a lot of times they sell it off. They wholesale it because they can't move it all in their store. If they buy 600 pieces in one day, do you see 600 pieces of pre-owned Lululemon in their store? Never. So where do you think that stuff is going? It's going overseas. It's going to people like me. It's going to other people that sell it pre-owned. The company's trying to get their goods off secondhand market. Yeah, that's basically what are they doing? They're paying $15 to destroy it. If they paid $15 and they destroyed it, then that actually helps the people that understand how to get the product. And if they get the product and they wholesale it off, those wholesalers then wholesale it to people like me who give it back to people like you. The cycle will always find its way back to it'll either help us, there's multiple ways it'll help us. And it'll never get to the point where they'll say like, you can't sell our stuff pre-owned. I think that's what they are eventually going to try to do. But as long as you own it, you can sell it. As long as I paid money for it and I used it, I can sell it. It'll be a hard battle for them to actually try to implement that. How do you recommend certain times or days to do whatnot shows? Pick a time and stick to it. Late night shows are usually better, but pick a time and stick to it, at least for a certain period of time, and then you can change it, revisit it later. A lot of companies like Lulu Polo signing contracts to keep second hands off out of thrifts. Yeah, you're selling it to. Yeah, this is how that works. I hear they're burning it. So eBay for Life, if they're burning it, they're helping you sell it for more. If Lululemon burns 25% of their goods and it's harder to get their goods, the people that can get their goods in pre-owned condition in bulk can actually sell them for more because there's less pre-owned goods available. They're literally helping us sell it for more. You just got to be one of those people. And there's always going to be that in thrift stores. There's just too much of it. I'll say that there's 47. I can say this. There's probably more people watching. If I wanted to right now, I could buy 10,000 units of Lululemon. I just don't do it because I don't have enough room to bring it in. But if I wanted to, I can buy 10,000 units of Lululemon, which means out there in the wild, and that's only one connection I know. I could probably find 15, 20, 30 of those connections that have that or more Lululemon available in pre-owned condition. Just let that sink in. So if they take a little bit out of the market, there's still plenty. Where do you find wholesale? It's $1 million question. You got to go find it. What's up, Mr. B? Yeah, why would they pay for it and destroy it? I guess to try to hurt the market, but they're only helping the market. I think the Goodwill days are about over. I don't think so. I think you just got to be better than thrift stores. So I've been hearing that same thing since I started making content in 2021. I've been hearing that before I started making content, and I still go to Goodwill and find good stuff. I actually went to a thrift store today that prices most of their items, most of their good items at $25 or more. Do I have it? With this bag? No, it's not this bag. Where is it? Where did I put 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 it? Maybe it's still in the car. Still in the car. I bet you. Oh, is that it? Oh, here we go. Found it. I went to a thrift store today. They price most of their items that are good at $25 or more. You walk into the store, you imagine, you're like, there's nothing good in this store. There's no way you can find good items in this store. Okay. And I was only in there for like 10 minutes. I just went in there really quick because I was driving by and I left. You guys see that? Todd Snyder. That's a thrift store I was at. $6.99. $7 for a Todd Snyder shirt. If you know, you know. It's a good shirt. Look at this. Same exact shirt, same exact price. This shirt Should have been priced for more than the Tommy Bahamas that were priced at $25. I found that shirt. You got to be better than the thrift stores. This shirt right here, I think this was 50% off. So $4, Ministry of Supply. It's a size 2XL. This is a $25 to $30 shirt all day. It's probably going to sell in less than a month. I found that at a thrift store that was overpriced. And then the big winner, I might run this on the next polo show. This was half off. So $16.99. Polo Ralph Lauren. Key with this one is made in USA. So this is a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren long sleeve paisley shirt. This shirt is a money shirt. They did price it up. They priced it at $16.99. Nobody paid that price. I bought this. I got to do research on it. I think this might be a $50 to $100 shirt, and I paid $7 for it. So thrifting days are not over. What a lot of people don't understand, and what I've learned over the last few years of talking to thrift stores, talking to thrift store owners, talking to people that work in the back rooms, conversating, doing exactly what I'm doing right now, but doing it live in person, is the people in the back that are pricing the items are not getting paid enough to know what the best brands are. They're getting paid minimum wage, and their employees are like, find all the best brands and price them up. They don't care. They're like, I'm just going to price whatever. So you're always going to be able to find deals in every single store. They're never going to get to the point where they're pricing stuff too high for you ever to make money. You just got to be better. Got to be better than the thrift store. Yeah, Lululemon buys. Yeah, they're taking a market hit to do that. It makes no sense, and they're only helping the people. What's wholesale price on Lulu? It depends on who you buy it from. I know you're trying. I'll never give you that price. Why? It wouldn't make sense for me to give that price here on the site that I sell my Lululemon on. Why would I tell you exactly what I pay for my Lululemon when I'm going to sell it here? Fairly new. I sell women's clothing. I'm confused about the new shipping. Can you explain bundle? So basically, nobody's going to do from here on out. You won't see many people doing 921 max shipping. Everybody is going to make the buyers pay full shipping, but supposedly it's 20% less. So even if they're paying full shipping, they're paying 20% less. Good items or issue are just bare. You might have to travel a little bit. Again, somebody asked earlier. They live in a earlier in this live. Somebody asked about they live in like a rural area and they can't find anything where they live. I told them they might have to travel an hour. I travel an hour, sometimes over an hour, to find the stores that I go to. I think a lot of people think they're right around the corner from me. I have one that's right around the corner. The rest I got to travel an hour or two. So maybe you have to travel a little bit. Yeah, all brands I don't yet know yet. But again, eBay for life. You understand. You have to understand those. I think your mentality. I can just tell your mentality is everything. The sky is falling. Everything's going. Everything's going to blow up. The sky is falling, and it's really not. The thrift store employees only work at the thrift store for maybe a month or two, and then they got to retrain a new employee to learn all those brands. Just imagine when you first started reselling and how long it took you to learn all the brands, and you were making money doing that. They're just making minimum wage and they're not making any extra money. Do you think they're really like trying their hardest to learn those brands? The only way they could implement that and make it worse is if they had AI go through in every single brand and scan it and tell them what the market price was. But then when they do that at the thrift store, like they did with that Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, they have to put it on sale to move it because everybody who went to that store, even though that's a $50 shirt or more, they didn't buy it at $16.99, even though they could have made a pretty penny on that. And it was still sat until it went half off. Why didn't that shirt sell at $16.99 if it's worth $50? Because people go to thrift stores and expect thrift store prices. They're not going to a thrift store and expecting to pay $50 for a shirt or $17 for a $50 shirt. They want to pay $3 for a $50 shirt. The only person that wins in that situation is the reseller that understands the market. Most people who buy from thrift stores too aren't buying designer brands. They're buying like Shein because it's what they see. They're like, oh, that's a cute shirt. I'm gonna buy it. Like they're not looking for stuff that we're looking for that has market value. I have some Lululemon items from Goodwill that didn't sell at all after weeks on my eBay shop. So secret I'm missing, photos are key. Good listings are key. Photos are mainly the key. That's why your stuff isn't selling. Be better than the Gap. I agree. Um, you said you were paid for the other stuff, yeah, but I can't give my Lululemon price. It just doesn't make sense. Some things you got to keep to yourself. Got travel and explore. They have AI now, but yeah, eBay for life. I can tell just by how you talk. Your mindset is always everything is the sky is falling. You got to change your mindset. You're never going to be super successful in life if you're always thinking everybody's out to get you and the sky is falling. I can just tell by the way you talk and the way you type the sky is falling. I'm not trying to attack you. I can just tell you got to switch your mindset. There's a reason why you still go to thrift stores. You still find stuff to this very day. I've heard the same thing that you're saying 4 years ago, and every single year I make more money. I made more. I've almost matched my sales from last year to this year because I've adapted and I've learned more and I've grown. And that's what you have to do. You can't just blame everything on everybody else. You can't do it because again, you're never going to be successful. You're relying on a crutch right now. You're leaning on that crutch of everything. Woe is me, and you got to kick that crutch away and just be like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna adjust. Where I go to order stuff, like you buy bags. If you go to my link tree and my bio on any one of my platforms, you go to my Amazon storefront. I pay $5 an item for Lululemon Unlimited. That's a good price. It's actually cheaper than I pay for it. That's a good price. If you pay $5 for Lulu Unlimited, you should sell it here because you could be very, very successful. You just figured out the source. Woe is me. Goodwill is Goodwill is dying. If you can build an audience around Lululemon and you can get it unlimited for $5 a piece, build a whatnot audience. Who cares about the thrift store? You just figured it out. Now you don't have to worry about thrift stores anymore. You can just build it here. I like it. We just figured out your whole new move. Your whole new move. You're gonna be successful now. You don't have to worry about thrifting. I want to get to the point where I don't got to worry about thrifting. I just thrift for fun. Um, some areas and stores are better pricing than others. You and Surf, etc., have nice quantity of stores, other fair prices. Yeah, I get that. Every area is going to have different prices. Some areas, like I've seen places in Cali that are absolutely ridiculous. There's stores here that are ridiculous. Like I said, red, white, or not red, white, and blue, but Tampa Thrift today. Most items in there were $15 to $20. Like I would have never picked them up. All the good brands were $15 to $20, but they always miss stuff. And I think even in your area, Carolyn, if I went to your area, even on your high price thrift stores, I can still find good deals because it's all about having more knowledge than the thrift store. Yeah, Tech is good. I actually reached out to Tech. He had a Lily Pulitzer bundle in his stories like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I missed it by 5 minutes. I was about to buy it all. It was like $8 a piece for kids and women's Lily Pulitzer. Like a really good price. If you guys don't know Tech, watch his stuff on social media. He posts bundles for sale all the time. And if like I don't most of the stuff is like vintage stuff that doesn't apply to what I sell, but occasionally every once in a while he posts a good bundle and I try to get it. I told him about Lulu too. I told him if he ever gets Lulu cheap, I'll probably be the guy that buys it. I'm another dead streak of finding inventory. Just keep grinding. Just keep doing it. You got a good eye for stuff, so you'll find it. Tech and Sports. Tech, the letter N, Sports. He has a YouTube channel and everything like that too. He's pretty easy to find. Didn't know he did that. Yeah, check his social media. He doesn't post them every single day. It's usually just sporadic, but make sure you turn on notifications for his stories and do it for mine too. Is it possible to be successful and whatnot being a part-time seller? Yeah, there's plenty of people. There's people that are part-time that sell more than I do. They do 1 to 2 shows a week, kind of like what I do. I guess I'm kind of part-time whatnot seller, and they sell thousands of items every single live. There's people that are really, really successful at doing that. Number 26. I shipped the right item on the last one. 29. Okay, I did. Making sure I shipped the right item. I don't think the sky is falling. It's just a whole life is reselling and a little worried. Adapt. You got this. If you've been doing this for a while, you and your whole life is reselling, put all your energy instead of worrying, put all your energy in figuring it out. That's my advice to you. Because I think you're smart. I can just tell by the way chat. Obviously, we're not talking to each other, but I can tell by the way we're chatting. You're smart. That's why I'm not giving you such a hard time about it. I'm pushing you a little bit, but I'm pushing you in a good, friendly way, like I do with like Surfs and Chris. Right? We have conversations all the time. Me, Surfs, and Chris. Surfs, Chris, and I. I guess that's how you're supposed to say that. We push each other all the time, and sometimes our conversations get a little, heavy, a little pushy. Um, and that's just because we want to see each other win. So if I say something stupid, Chris is going to tell me I'm stupid. He's not, probably not. He probably will call me stupid. Actually, he'll probably be like, "Dude, you're stupid." I'm not going to call you stupid. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to tell you, I think you think the sky is falling. But yeah, I think it's good, and I think you need a little bit of that. Don't focus too much on the negative. You focus way too much on the negative. You need to focus on how to figure out how to make that negative not negative and turn it into a positive. Because it seems like you know some sources. So use those to your advantage, because there's people in this live that wish they could find unlimited Lululemon for $5 a piece. Leave me a thumbs up in the chat if you wish you could find Lululemon for $5 a piece unlimited. And you have that source, so you have it a little bit more figured out than most people. What's your opinion to list sweaters in June and July? I have a few sweaters, very nice. List them. I'm still selling sweaters this time of year, so list them. If you have nothing else to list, if you don't have like Hawaiian shirts or short sleeves that'll obviously sell a little bit better during this time of year, list those. Keep yourself busy. Success can be measured. Other says yes, 100%. You should measure your success off your own metrics. Shift your focus. I agree. Away the stream stuttered on my end. I missed your answer. Text no tech and sports. Tech, the letter N, sports. Don't worry, I paid up and got fines. I'm just not filling my cart. Used to comp fears. Yeah, maybe you have to travel a little bit. Maybe the area is just dried up. Always adapt and grow, like House of Coop. There's a goat in the chat right there. House of Coop. You guys don't follow House of Coop? Give them a follow. I'm sure they've adapted multiple times in their business, and that's how they're successful. Found you via Surfs Lives? Damn it. You found me through Surfs? Oh man, I gotta tell him that he led a follower to me. Usually it's always the other way around. It's usually always they find me first, and then I got to tell Surfs every single follower that you have was because of me. But now I have one follower. there's one. There's one out there. There's just one. Is 10 pieces enough for your first show? Yeah, any number. You can do 5 pieces will be enough for a first show. Just get some sales on your feet. But I think having more items is obviously better. If you walked into a store today and they had 5 items or they had 1,000 items, what the chances of the 1,000 items being an item that you want, or the 5 items, right? Find a tub around 100 new young living oils that could go $4 for the making $10 to $30 plus bottle, paid a nickel each. There you go. Let's go. There are people on this app who sell you wholesale. Just ask people. There you go. So ask people. Some people will. Some people won't give out their connections. I just learned from people outside your niche. Learned a lot from K-Way, and we have never sold any clothing. I love it. You probably didn't learn anything from Surfs though, Coop, right? Coop, you didn't learn anything from Surfs. Tell them in the chat, Coop. You didn't learn anything from Surfs. Be honest with them, Coop. Let him know. Surfs hasn't taught you one thing, right? Not a thing. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. He hasn't taught me anything either, right? And I'm like, why am I even friends with this guy? I feel like I just teach him everything, like even like simple things, like how does like an app work, right? He'll ask me like stupid little questions, and I'll be like, dude, how do you not know that? Or he'll like share a video with me from like a year ago. He'll be like, did you see this video? I'll be like, dude, I saw that thing like a year ago. What? It's not new. You're not teaching me anything. But he's here. He's not here. He's on vacation, Coop. Coop, you should understand. Surfs is on a continuous vacation. I think he just went to one of the games. He's always on. The dude's always. That's why he's always smiling. By the way, he's always on vacation. Where did Surfs get them? Where did Surfs get them suits? Was it you? Where do you get the suits? Which suits? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch any of his content, by the way. I try not to because it waters down my content, right? If I watch any of his content, it's so bad that it might leak into my content. So I try not to watch anything from him. It'll just literally deplete my social media following. No, he's awake. Amy. He texts me at like 2 in the morning every day, and he wakes up at like 7. I think he's definitely on drugs. There's no way you only sleep for 5 hours and you're always smiling. That dude has to be taking drugs too. We should drug test him. Brand new suits. He paid $10 each. No, that wasn't for me. He didn't get those from me. I would say it because I would want his success to be related to me in some way. But no, those weren't from me. $10 suits. He paid 20 high end suits that he paid for $10. I don't know which ones you're talking about. I haven't seen. What brand? Is there any type of clothing activewear you avoid sourcing? I mean, there's lower end brands that I don't pick up, like Old Navy and stuff like that. They make good leggings, but they just don't have resale value. They were like Canali and Suit Supply. That wasn't from me. I didn't see that piece of content. I just posted one about finding Canali. We're back here. I still haven't listed them. Are you sure that wasn't my video? He's back here. If he paid, by the way, if he paid $10 for them, if he paid $10 for his, I only paid $6 for mine. So I beat him. I beat him either way. That's the suit supply. I still haven't got this listed. It's still just chilling. So basically what you're saying is he overpaid for his blazers. God, that guy's so stupid. Why would he overpay for his blazers? Um they might. Amy D, I actually think they will. I do think they will. I think they're working on it. And I think they're smart because what they're going to do is they're not going to announce it until they actually have it set up, and they're going to announce it. And then they're going to be like saving the day. And then everybody's going to be like, I love whatnot. So it's actually smart. They want everybody to freak out just so they become the winners. Probably, yeah. He overpaid for him. That dummy. God, that guy's so dumb. I have to teach him everything. Yeah, I think so. I think they're talking to the post office and they're going to set it up to where you can do the same thing. You can order them right here on the app. They just probably got to create it and they haven't created it yet. That's why they're probably waiting a month because they probably already have created the deal and you might actually start seeing the discounts happen faster. That's why they said specifically in the email they said starting as early as. They didn't say it starts on, it starts as early as. So they probably have already created that deal and they're working on getting them, which is smart because all those supplies are already readily available. If you are a big shipper, you can already get all of those supplies. That's why when people tell me like you can only use those on Posh, there's other companies that get those postal supplies. They just don't have them readily available to everybody because they haven't produced enough of them yet. So, like they have warehouses full of the priority boxes, top to bottom full, and they just keep creating them. But they probably don't have that same thing with the Ground Advantage because it's kind of a new thing. And they probably don't know if they want to. To be honest, I don't know why they do it. They should just make people pay for their boxes and bags because it's not really that much more expensive. Free. The good thing is I got like more than half the shipping done. So if Kayla has to do it tomorrow, oh well. Yeah, you can only order. No, it's 300, not per month, Amy. It's 300 until they get delivered. And then once they get delivered, you're allowed to reorder again. So what's your average sell and whatnot? Price of Lululemon leggings or top? The last show that I just did, today's show was $17 and like 60 cents or something like that. I did the math right after the show, and that is accurate because I didn't do any gift the chats on the show, so I didn't have any like skewed numbers. Usually when I do like a big show, I'll do like 20 gift the chats, which means I have $5 items sell, and that usually skews my numbers. Today was like real because I didn't do any of those, so it's like 17. If you want the numbers from today's live, I sold 78. Maybe it's a little bit less. I forgot I sold items from the shop. 78 and 12, 78 items sold, 1,229 items. Or, sorry, 1229.95 was my sales. 1229.95 divided by 78. So it's 1576. That's with items from the shop. So a little bit less than I thought it was. 1576 was my total sale price. So if you get them for $5 and you can build an audience where you can sell them for 15, yes, it doesn't sound like a crazy margin, but you can sell an item every single minute. So if you're making after fees, let's say $8 profit after fees, and you can sell 100 items in an hour, you just made $800 in an hour. Let's say it takes you an hour to ship the show. Obviously, this show is taking longer because I'm chatting, but you can make $400 in an hour. That's where you make money on whatnot. Not you need to focus not so much on ASP, but profit per hour. Do you have to put your phone on do not disturb? No, you don't have to. If I get a call or whatever, it'll still come through. I think it mutes me when I get a call, but I hardly ever get calls during the show because we do our shows late at night. I don't really get anybody calls me late at night. You can do it though. You can put your phone on do not disturb so you don't get calls, but I don't do it. If you're a person that gets lots of texts and calls and it'll disrupt you during the show, then do it. But I get DMs and I get comments all day long on my social media, and I don't like focus on it. So I admire your hustle. I'm just lazy. I get it. You have the answers. The answer is You have the answers, but you're just too lazy to tack on them. You just said it. I just repeated what you said. If I'm here watching this, I haven't even done any lives yet. Two chicken. You should do them. Love this Q&A. I think you should do it. It's all in your head mentally. When I first went live on TikTok, I sat there for 5 minutes and I was gonna press the button. And I stopped myself. And I was gonna press the button and I stopped myself. And eventually I just pressed the button and I was like, all right, I'm live. What do I do? And I was like, oh, I'll just start working in the background. And that's what I did. And then eventually it became not scary anymore to where I can just go boop, press the live button. I'm good and I'm on live. You have to remember you're in a room with yourself. And if you make a mistake and you feel like you're making too many mistakes and you just want to get rid of them, you just press a button and end the show. Done. Everything's away. You're more worried about what other people think about you. That's the problem. You're worried about what the people watching think about you. That's why you don't go live. Who cares what other people think? That's my motto. 20 and 43. Who cares what other people think? Because right now they're so deep in your head that they're causing you not to make money. Whatever happened in your life that somebody made fun of you or you feel like somebody's going to make fun of you like that other person did, that person is winning because they made fun of you enough to where you can't go live in a room by yourself. I stuttered. I did too. I when I was when I was in high school, I was a quiet kid. I didn't say anything. I wish Kayla was awake right now because she would agree. I didn't say anything to anybody. I loved being quiet. I loved it. I loved not talking. I loved silence. Nowadays, you'd think that's crazy. Kid doesn't stop talking. Like, he's still talking. He's talking about not talking. But yeah, it's all in your head. Once you get comfortable, you're good. You shop at the bins. I don't do any bins. Although there is good bins around me, I don't shop at the bin. I do thrift stores. I do the racks. My husband taught me that 30 years ago. Let's go. Your husband's a good man. Yeah. Don't worry about what other people think. I have people all day online, literally all day, call me every name under the book. And all you have to know is those people are miserable. Those people are miserable, and that's why they want to bring you down to their level. So anybody who makes fun of you and calls you names and makes you feel little, it's because they're little and they got to bring you down. Why the racks, not the bins? If you're good, I don't like. I just don't like the bins. I don't like fighting over stuff. It's too hectic. I go to the racks, and man, you have the whole place to yourself because everybody else is at the bins. But you can find great deals there. I'll never knock anybody who goes to the bins. I think if you can put on your boxing gloves and you can make it at the bins, you can make it on Whatnot. So if you're scared to go on Whatnot, but you actually go to the bins is scarier than Whatnot. Um, I would make fun of me with them. Exactly. Just make fun of yourself. I do all the time. I make fun of myself all the time. Shouldn't be drinking this, but oh well. My trainer would be really mad that I just drank that. Last trip Goodwill, the manager asked me if I was sure I wanted to buy all the stuff I was buying. First time I've been asked that, probably because they were all different sizes. They're like, we don't want to return. Or just like that, how you get them from the thrift store. Um, Wait. Oh, do you wash clothes before selling? That is my number one asked question on all social media platforms. My answer to that is always we wash items with stains or bad smells. If the item has a stain or bad smell, we wash it. If it doesn't have a stain or bad smell, we don't wash it. For example, all that Lululemon we sold today was all washed. All of it, when it came in, it didn't have a good smell. It was like kind of a mildewy like odor. So we took all of that clothes and we washed all of it. If it's good and it comes in and it's in good condition, no stains, no flaws, we're just gonna sell it. Ours are chill. That's good. Mine aren't, unfortunately. For your consignment, we offer 70/30. They pay shipping to us. So 70/30, they pay shipping to us. We take care of the shipping of the items afterwards, the giveaway spend, all that stuff. 70/30 after fees too. So after the Whatnot takes their fees. So if I sell something for $20 after Whatnot fees, hypothetically speaking, if it's $18, the 70/30 would come from the $18, not the 20. Are just bored and have nothing to do. Oh yeah, there's trolls everywhere. They're just bored. Mm. But yes, they pay to ship the items to us. We wouldn't pay for shipping to us. If we paid for shipping, then it would be like a 50-50 split. We would have to readjust our splits. because at a 70/30 and paying for shipping, there's no money to be made. Um, yeah, people, what eBay for Life just said, people like when you donate stuff from your house, like your actual goods, are you going through your dirty laundry to donate, or are you going through your clean clothes in your closet? Most people will say clean clothes. They'll go to their closet, they'll say, hey, I haven't worn this in ages, let me throw this in the donation bin. That's usually how it works. So most of the stuff in good condition. Also, the thrift stores, before they put it out, most of them check over their items. So that's why you see most stores. Some stores are bad about it, but some stores are really good about it. They check over items for stains and flaws, and those are the ones they put out to their sales for. So you don't have to really worry too much about stained and flawed items. All right, I'm gonna ship one more item. If you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to drop in the chat. I'll definitely do more of these Q&A lives. Like I said, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you missed out. I know you probably asked questions over there and I didn't see them. I wasn't purposely ignoring you. It's just I can't see your comments where you're at right now. So you got to hop over to Whatnot next time I do a Q&A live. And if you're new to Whatnot, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube right now, there's a QR code on my screen. It's a free gift. If you come over for the first time, you get $15 to spend absolutely free if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. And you can spend it on my show or anybody else's show. So come get your free $15. And next time I do a Q&A live or I do another live where I'm selling stuff, you can come over and grab some goodies. You sell in other categories. The only categories I sell on are clothing categories. So I sell in the golf category. I sell in women's contemporary, men's modern, and then sometimes I'm in shoes and kids if I ever have shoes and kids clothes to sell. Starting out part time, how many items a day would be good to post? When I was part time from 2018 to 2021, I list as many items as I could at night. I started with 5 items a day, 7 days a week. I'd list 5 items a day. And then after that, I grew that to 10 items. Then eventually I was doing 15 to 20 items every single day, 7 days a week. Looking forward to the golf show. Yeah, Saturday night. Make sure you guys bookmark the golf show. It's going to be crazy. We're going to sell like 400 items. I'm going to have a bunch of gift card giveaways for that show. It's going to be a good one. Appreciate you, eBay for Life. I didn't mean to be too hard on you. I think you. I think you know. I think I could tell. I could tell who I can be hard with and who I can talk directly to and who I got to be a little nicer to. And I can tell I could be a little harder with you and you'll appreciate it. Appreciate you, Leanne. Do you love sponsoring shows? Yeah, so I do the gift the chats, and the way we do gift the chats, Scottsdale, is we put in a $5 gift the chat, and then we give away $10. And the reason I do that is because I feel like doing a $10 gift card giveaway, and you have to pay $12 to give away $10, so it covers my fees. The only person that really benefits from that is the seller. So the way I do it is the person pays me five, I put in five, and then I shout them out so they feel like we both have something in this. Like I obviously get the people that stay in my show, and now you get people that go to your show. And recently we've been pinning the person to the bottom for the full 5 minutes, so they're able to get followers for 5 minutes. But I feel like that's fair. I don't agree with people that charge $120 for a $100 gift card giveaway to keep people in their show to try to get people to go to the other people's show. I don't agree with that. I think that's a bad business for the person that's buying from them. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, on Saturday's show, I usually put them in early. So if you wanted to buy a sponsor, I put them in like a couple hours before the show and you'll see it pinned to the bottom. So if you enter the show early, you can buy them before the show. And the reason we do that is so we can already have the sponsors set up before we start the show. So we don't have to stop and Kayla doesn't have to keep writing down people's names. So if we can sell half the sponsors before we start the show, then it keeps the show rolling. People are already on the board. It kind of helps us run the show. So you guys can use that too if you want to. I heard some people say that Whatnot doesn't like that. From what I understand, all the big sellers do it and they're partnered with Whatnot. So if they're doing it and Whatnot's partnering with them, why can't I do it? So that's why we do it, but we do it a little bit different. 18, 27, 20. Yeah. And like, for example, Cool Kicks. I'm pretty sure they're sponsored by Whatnot in some way. They have some kind of deal with Whatnot and they do sponsor gift card giveaways. So, and they do $1,000 ones, $500 ones. So if Whatnot was really against it, why would they let one of their biggest sellers do it every single show? I don't think there's a rule against it. So next show with Lulu is probably going to be Tuesday or Thursday of next week. Probably Thursday. Tuesday I have jury duty. Wah, wah, wah. I got jury duty on Tuesday, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to set up a Lulu show on Tuesday. I'm going to try. But if I can't set up a Lulu show on Tuesday, then I'll have the Lulu show on Thursday. I really don't want to go to jury duty, so I'm hoping they let me off, and then I'll have a Tuesday show. Look at the soul tab during the live and find out who the buyers for the giveies, so Kayla maybe won't have to write it all down. Yeah, that's what she does. She looked at the sold tab, but she writes them down because we get like in the beginning of the show, Amy, we get like 10 of them back to back to back. So we like to put them in order as they come in. So that's how she does it. Tell them, tell them guilty. Um, yeah, that's you can be like one of those people walk in and be like, everybody's guilty. I don't care who it is. Both parties are guilty. The one time it actually worked for this guy. I'm not going to do what this guy did. Okay, this is what he did, not what I'm saying that you should do. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there before I tell the story. The last time I got selected for jury duty, I walked in. It was the first time I was ever in jury duty, and this guy walked in. And I was wondering why he was doing this, but he sat in the back. He got called on. They were asking us all questions like, "What do you do for work?" And at the time, I was working at Target, and they're like, "Oh, do you know what assets protection is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know what assets protection is." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Then they asked this guy, and he goes, "They're like, sir, what do you do for work?" He says, "I don't care what I do for work. I'm a racist." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm a racist. That's all you have to know. I'm a racist, and I'm a racist." And he just kept repeating it every time they asked him a question. He just kept saying he's racist, and they didn't select him. And then afterwards, I figured out why he did that. Because he didn't want to get selected. And at the time, I was young. I didn't know what he was doing. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, is he on drugs? Like he's at the courthouse and he's on drugs? And like, no, he just didn't want to get selected. So he just kept every answer to the question was he was a racist. And he didn't get selected. So yeah, he didn't want to be very good. So chat, do I do that? do, do I walk into jury duty on Tuesday of next week and just keep telling everybody I'm racist? I'm not going to do that, chat. Don't worry. Oh God, that is funny. Yeah, he didn't want to do jury duty. He was probably gonna get in trouble for that story. Oh well, it was funny. I wouldn't advise it. Yeah, somebody in the crowd follows me on social media and they pull out their phone really quick and they just record me. There goes the end of my career. You guys will never be buying from me again. K-Way headline: K-Way is a racist. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that chance. So it's our civic duty. I know. I'll answer all the questions like I'm supposed to. I just hope they let me off. Kayla was actually selected, but she was selected, but they let her off because she said that we only have one car. And at the time, I think Joey was sick or one of the kids were sick. And she's like, for example, today I got to have the car to go pick up my son and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, all right, we'll take that into consideration. See, you have to go in and Callie, we call. Yeah, you call. Like she called the day before and it actually, I think they sent it on email or something. Whatever, I got to figure it out. But yeah, you call or you see on the email or you go on the website to see the jurors that are supposed to go in. So they give you a number and then you go in and she got selected. So yeah, it's on the website. So that's what she did. She went on the website and looked it up. So I'll go, but you can only look the day before. You can't look like a week in advance. They updated the day before. So I got to wait till Monday night to see if I have to go in. So, all right, chat. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll do another one of these lives again. Make sure you bookmark Saturday show, golf show for Saturday. And yeah, that's everything I got for you guys today. I appreciate you guys hanging out. And let's go give somebody a raid really quick. Late night raid. I don't raid this late. I don't know who's on. Let's raid. I'm gonna raid somebody new. Let 3 viewers. Maggie. Let's go hang out with Maggie. She's got 3 viewers in there. Go have some fun with her. I'll see you guys over there. Peace.